Yeah, just and the Timmons. Yo, I'm the man in charge, triple dip justice. My reach is large, indicting T-Rex arms. Yeah, they on display. Short reach, big mess on a public way. Yo, adjust your antennas, tune in tight. Posse rules the bench, I'm the Lord tonight. Man in charge, triple dip justice. My reach is large, indicting T-Rex arms. Yeah, they on display.
Sorry, screwed up. Nope, I don't need it.
No turning back. James Jackson ordered. Case dismissed. Posse cheek strikes. You won't resist. Order in the court, the rhythm pounds. Justice echoes, breaking bounds. Prosecutor by day, Mike and Ham by night. Adjust your antennas, I'm the signal, alright. Antennas, tune in tight. Posse rules the bench, I'm the law tonight. Be so high, they touch the sky. The joke ain't over, just watch me fly. Yeah, adjust your antennas, tune in tight. Posse rules the bench.
I tried to tilt the camera down so you guys could see him. Is everything working all right, by the way? All right, you guys can hear me? Okay. Cool.
Ooh, big yawn. Oh.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. Brando's here.
Let me touch your belly like that? I'm surprised.
He's right here. There's no real good way to kind of get him into the camera shot here. Yeah, I like to think I hit the jackpot. He's awesome. It's like we found each other. Yeah, here he is right now. Yeah, and he doesn't mind when you scratch his belly at all, which is weird for a cat, right? Because usually they get all freaked out. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. Brando is here. How long he'll stick around? He's still a little skittish about certain things, like the cord to the headphones. He's not crazy about.
He says hi.
He's not crazy about the fan. He's, but like once he's up here on my lap, he's good. Yeah, here he is. All right. Cool. All right. Can you guys even see him? Yeah, there he is. Prop him up a little bit. Say hi, buddy. They all love you. Yeah. Yeah, plus, I mean, I'm positive that humans have heard him in the past. Just by, you can't move too quick, like, and, certain things. And he's got the scars to prove it. And, he had it rough out there. I mean, we don't know how bad, but I'm assuming it was pretty horrible. Um, as the show goes along over here, I'll put him up here. I'll put him up because he loves to be up there. Um, but I also can't do any. I kind of can't do anything with the mouse when I'm doing that. So, anyways, what do we have here? One and two. All right. So the Nan thing, Nan's going to be on Cryford's channel, like right now, and I think we'll do that in a few minutes. Because I don't want to stream it real time, because he's probably going to get upset. Probably going to get upset anyways. But let me see. What do we got? Yeah, let me do something while I get the cat situated. And he's looking. See him looking at me. He's like, "Yeah, I want to keep him right here, but I know at some point he's probably going to get freaked out and jump off, and I don't want him to be scared. So let me do something right here. Let me do something here. We'll go with the original Brando. This is the day he came around. So let's do this.
Look at this guy. He's on my lap.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not even. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh my God. Usually when you add stuff to the stage, it pulls the other thing off the stage. But it's not doing that today for some reason. So give me a minute.
Look at him. This guy is awesome. What are you doing, sir?
Yeah. This is the one I was looking for. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm gonna get.
Good boy, huh?
I'm gonna see where everything is at
You
with
have
the
a good life here, dude.
with the Cryford
You can have
thing. Give me a
good
minute.
life here. You can come to the. You want to go to the beach, dude? Hmm? You can hang out at the beach. You can go in the water, get some baby manatees or something. That'd be cool. Good. This guy had a rough go of it out there. He's awesome. I try not to move like super quick because he's still gun shy. It's only been a couple of days, and he does revert. He does like revert to under the bed, but he's obviously coming along. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Like I never thought we'd be doing this. He's climbing on me. Yeah. Everybody's gonna love you, dude. He's on me right now. He's completely on me. Oh, you farted. Oh my goodness, sir. Oh my goodness. Oh, he farted. Brando. Oh my God. He didn't shit, did he? No. He didn't shit. No.
No, I didn't.
Brando.
Look at
My
him.
goodness, sir. That was unbelievable, dude. I did have to feed him like 3 of those treats today to get him out from under the bed. I hope he didn't shit on me.
He didn't. He didn't shit.
Brando, you definitely did not shit on me, did you? Oh, well, even if he did, it's all worth it, buddy. It's worth it. You can shit on me anytime. Look at this guy.
What are you doing down there?
All right, guys. Second update.
All right, let's see what see what's going on. He's still here. Yeah, New Hampshire dude, it is a cat. Does make sense, right? I don't know what that means, but I know who your bitch ass is. I see you in all the other chats. But yeah, it does make sense. Whatever that means. Let me take a look. Let's see. Yeah, and of course it's not going to work. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me 1 second. Brando, we gotta do something here. All right. Sorry about that. So let's check out. Oh, geez. None of these things carry over. I can't even see this fucking keyboard. I hate this keyboard. It should be good.
Say that there's a special place in my heart for a
Uh-oh, she got a new haircut.
And people who follow me on social media, I'm on X as La Furio. People who follow me know who I follow, and those are the real ones.
Right.
So I'm very excited to be here.
I know.
Always happy to come back whenever you ask.
So, me too. I'm like, this is going to be a good night. It's always a good time when you're here. It's been a little while, so this is like the perfect time. Like I said, every time you come on, no matter if my numbers are 8 million or
8 million.
Down, like they said they went down, you always bring more numbers. You're good at bringing the numbers. So the numbers are up again tonight. They're going to be mad.
Sometimes the numbers aren't positive numbers. There's people who just like to watch and make fun of.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that.
I'm glad they're here. Whoever's
I'm
here,
always
I'm glad
happy
they're
to
here.
always happy to talk a little shit with you, Mike. But I also love
I thought you
the
didn't swear.
subjects that you've been delving into over the last few weeks. It's very evocative of the old young jerks, and also you've been hitting some topics which are really near and dear to my heart. The gentleman whose name I'm forgetting, who you had on with all of the musical background the other night, really triggered
Robbie
me.
Roadsteamer?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's fantastic.
Oh, I
He's
love Robbie
Such a
Roadsteamer.
great guest, and I loved
remember him
watching that.
From the
So
90s.
it's good to have variety, and especially as someone who, there's a lot of drama that's been circulating.
I don't know what you're
So
talking
as
about,
someone
lady.
who consumes content, I really like a variety, and everyone's free to choose who they want to watch.
Of course.
For example, yesterday, and I don't know if it was his first stream doing it, but JFK with Jay Brill, they touched upon which I think was their first stream about it, a new true crime case. And I was so
Wow.
excited. I'm like, yes, let's do
Yeah,
this.
cool. Very good.
So it's great to
Good for
just
them,
create
honestly.
new content that people will enjoy watching moving forward. So I'm always going to be a jerk. Can't shake the jerk out of me.
Yeah, I love that Will Daily. 'Cause it
What?
was like another one. Like I did it with Robbie
Okay.
Roadsteamer too recently.
Oh,
but
Robbie
like one of
Roadsteamer.
those-
Shout out.
Robbie is more a friend, and I booked him much more, so I know him much better. We were just intertwined, even where we're from.
Robbie
and stuff, but
Roadsteamer.
Will Daly also, though, both like I knew these guys for like 10, 15, 20 years.
All
You
right,
know,
we got
like
it.
I lost track of how many decades it's been.
A lot of
And
decades.
to bring somebody out like that I've never actually had the full sit down interview. I had like 10 minutes with him in a studio like a million years
Hey,
ago.
what's up,
but
everybody?
that was
Thanks for
great
being
to, like,
here.
finally
We're gonna
have an interview with him.
we're gonna
knowing
look
and
at him,
watching
but
him and seeing what he does.
I don't want to
and,
do it.
and especially the Eddie Vedder thing and the Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen, because like that's like I said, people always ask me who
I
would
don't
you
necessarily
like, who
want
would
to do this in real time with him, just because, you know how they cry about it. So maybe we'll look at something from earlier. I was watching this earlier.
It's
Oh,
it's
shit.
weird not hearing the Karen Reed intro. It's really, really weird. This has been really weird for me. It's been weird.
It's been weird. It's been
The
weird.
last couple of days, and
been weird.
last night was phenomenal. Last night was phenomenal, and please forgive me. I left my glasses at work, so
No
I'm going
problem.
to have a hard time reading the
No
chat. but
problem
I'm going to do my
whatsoever.
best. But I want to come in on this Saturday night and spend a little time with you all. Last night was
Emotional?
insane. It was literally the pinnacle of this channel.
Mhm.
And I was just really surprised that Nathan literally reached out to me the next day and was like, I owe you an interview. Because I had said to him, pre-retrials, like, hey, it'd be really cool if you came into the studio and did a sit down.
Be pretty cool.
Tell us about everything. And they had to run it by the lawyers and all that stuff. And he said, I can't do it right now, but I'll definitely owe you this interview. So it's like
Your
Karen's
chat
quitted,
keeps
and then
disappearing, Mary? No,
literally
it
Thursday
doesn't.
morning, I wake up to a
Does
text
it?
from Nathan, and Nathan's like, I owe you an interview. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, well, I have a few days, this weekend. Why don't we
Not
figure
here,
something
it
out? And I'm like,
doesn't.
Friday night at 7. He's like, okay.
I
let's do
heard
it.
that earlier, though.
So
Somebody was on Melody's thing earlier saying that was happening. So it might be. YouTube's doing weird shit lately.
here we are,
Back to the
oh,
bride.
man, it's been very interesting for me. It's been very interesting for me. And before I get into everything, I want to thank all of you. Thank the members, subscribers, but my members those are people that are going to stick with you through everything, that are going to be interested in your channel. They're subscribing.
Good members, hard members.
They're taking a paid subscription to support you monthly, and that money helps keep this studio open.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows a ton of dedication, and that you want to be here and be part of this whole journey, because it is going to change. So
All right.
I still haven't really, I'm coming down.
Introspective Brian is what we have here. It's a pretty good pause right there.
It's wild. It's like 2 years of my life has been this. Like, this is all I've done for 2 years. I've put my friends aside. I've lost friends over this. I've lost a relationship over this.
I wonder, do you guys think that's true? I mean, do you think there were people that were like, I don't know, friends of his, or, even closer friends of his, who was like, I can't be on board with you anymore with this stuff. I can't be your friend anymore, Brian, because you think Karen Reed is not guilty or something like that. I don't know. Just maybe it happened.
But I gained a lot in the end, and it was so worth it. Would I do it all over again? Fuck yeah. I mean, I gained a lot in the end.
Okay.
But it's been wild. And let's see. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have a hard time reading the chat. Let me see if I can bring this up.
It's all good.
Deanna says, you look so healthy and happy. Yeah, I started to work. Man, let me just kind of take you through everything. I'll take you guys through everything.
Take us back to the beginning.
I wish I had my glasses right now. Sophie says, I'm very
wish
appreciative of
you did
everything
too.
you've done, Brian. We love you so much. Like literally, this is a blur. I'm having a hard time seeing.
Whoa, hold
But
on.
look, this all
Whoa.
very appreciative of everything that you've done, Brian. We love you so much. Like literally, this is a blur.
Wow.
I'm having a hard time seeing.
Wow.
Hey, man, let me just kind of take you through
I
like
lost
every.
it. Hold
Hey,
on. Wait.
man, hey, man, very appreciative
All
of
right,
everything that
sorry.
you've done, Brian.
Sorry.
I wish I had my glasses right now. Sophie says, I'm very appreciative of everything that you've done, Brian. We love you so much. Like literally, this is a blur. I'm having a hard time seeing.
Wow.
I wish I had my glasses right now.
That was a
Sophie
good
says, I'm
one.
very appreciative of everything that you've done, Brian. We love you so much. Like literally, this is a blur. I'm having a hard time seeing.
Whoa. You
But
see that?
look, this all started 2 years ago for me. The channel's been up for about 4.5 years.
Right.
I really started to kind of bang away during COVID, and I mean, I have so much content on my channel that you all haven't seen. I mean, there's so much wristwatch content on this channel. It's insane. It's just, it's all hidden, but it's there. It's archived. And I just don't want to put it out because it's going to joggle my algorithm, and it's just not going to tailor in people.
Yeah. But, wristwatch versus Karen Reed. Yeah, I can see how that
would be on the channel. But anyway, I digress on that. So, here I am banging away COVID. I'm home. I make some really great friends through COVID, through online. And, I start talking about wristwatches. I was in the wristwatch industry for 16 years. And I start learning my live stream chops from these guys. And,
are people's chats really disappearing? Like I keep hearing that, but I haven't seen that myself, but I'll take your word for it. Heard a lot of people say that.
Having fun and hanging out with them and just kind of doing nothing, sitting home during COVID and banging out streams and having fun and, not being able to see anybody and occupying my time. So, that's really where I got on the ground level of YouTube and, just started really banging away and making videos and doing live streams. And it was really cool. And,
Banging.
I think that gave me my determination, my edge, my grittiness, my, just learning the ropes.
His grittiness. You guys think he's gritty?
And then in November of 2022, the Idaho 4 murders happened. And, I was really paying attention to it on the news. And I said, well, I have a YouTube channel. I want to just start talking about this. I've always been interested in true crime and all things true crime, watching cops growing up in the First 48 and all these documentary series and serial killer, series and movies. And, I've always been really interested in true crime. And I've had some pretty terrible things that have happened in my life. My brother's taken his life. My best friend was murdered in 1994. I have that whole live stream up on my channel. You can check that out.
I'm not going to,
Yeah, and actually go through and document everything. I show the newspaper clippings that I had to his murder. My best friend didn't ever.
Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and let
you just hung out with bad kids. I mean, this is 94, so gang banging and all that stuff is at kind of its height. It's gangster.
Wait, hold on. Gang banging in his area.
Gang banging. We're teenage kids and we're 13, 14, 15 years old, and just getting in trouble. And he was hanging out with some pretty heavy hitting kids in East Providence.
No, okay. Well, that's
they were stealing cars and breaking into shit. I never got involved in any of that. I had the wherewithal and the sense to stay away from that stuff. But they always protected me. I was the little guy in the group, so they always protected me. And so here I am. My friend passes away, and let's fast forward here. So I got November of 22, and I'm banging out streams, and I'm doing this content for like a year, the Idaho 4 murders. And I remember hearing about Karen's case, and I kind of memory banked it. That's kind of weird.
He does a lot of Idaho 4 stuff like Lana. I wonder if they know each other.
Much coverage on it, and I'm banging away at an Idaho stream, and I've gone back and tried to find what stream it is because I've been looking at the chats.
Right.
And someone in my chat in an Idaho stream, knowing that I'm from Massachusetts, said, "Hey, have you heard about the Karen Reed case?" And they're typing it.
Yeah. We get it.
Of killing your
boyfriend
people
are typing
house,
it. I get it.
And they're going, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." And this is late at the end of August of 23. So Aiden's article hits in April. May is like that televised hearing that everybody shows up to, and I come into it late August and do my first live stream.
Yeah, that's why we're going to do like a contrast, because LTL is 100 times better than Cryford
in September about it.
But he's still funny. I mean, we can agree on that.
And I remember the video that I put out. I said, I'm going to talk about the Karen Reed case. I'm 50-50 on it because I didn't really know much about it at that
50-50.
point. And we went through on the first live. I think I did a 3 or 4 hour live stream and read through the PCA. And when I got to the end of it, I said, something's not right
Yeah,
here.
something's not right.
So I kept digging and scratching in the dirt and tried to source out as much information that I could about the case. And 3 weeks later, I had Turbo Boy on my channel. And I was honest with him. I said, I don't really know much about this. Come and educate us.
Right.
And he couldn't have been more kind. And after Aiden's interview with me, I was obsessed. I was absolutely obsessed.
Oh, God.
And it pulled me in. And then in January, there was a pretrial hearing. And that was the first. So that is January of 2020.
He's not, listen, I haven't seen this before, but he's going to talk about how cold it was. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Because he always does. Ready?
2024 was my first pretrial hearing. And I remember it was fucking so cold that day. And I went out and actually met boots on the ground. And there was hardly anybody there at that point. I mean, the movement growed from January 24 to what it is now.
I knew it.
And, you know,
we went over that one the last time. He said it was cold probably 87 times. And I'm not kidding. I almost want to bring that one up again. Uh-oh.
You know, I had to dedicate my life to this. It really interested me. And I did, you know, for 2 years. And I lost a lot of friends through this process. People that just said they could never associate with me ever again.
I knew
that they were being harassed.
I knew he was going to say
they were
how
telling me
cold
that
it was. I
you know,
knew
police
it.
officer friends or affiliates that they know in and around the area know who I am, and then they were advising to stay away from me.
Like, I don't think people have an understanding how cold it was January 30th when we went to Boston. But I would never bring it up. It was fucking freezing cold, yeah, but I would never bring it up 400 times. It was ridiculously cold.
And they have children, so they were scared. But those are not true
Just
friends.
winter.
Most
It's just
people like that's not
it's
true friends. These
winter
are
in
people that
Boston.
I've known
I mean,
for 25 years, maybe 30. And I was not going to stop. There was nothing that was going to stop me from doing this. So night after night after night, and I just looked the other day. I had well over 500 videos.
Oh, and by the way, the March 27th hearing has been pushed until May 14th. So it's probably going to be very nice weather, May 14th. But I was ready to go. On
My channel about Karen Reed. Pretty close to Idaho content. About the same. And, you know, just getting down and meeting people and forming relationships and then learning.
Oh, yeah, Mary, you'll be able to go
into this and, you know, kind of,
I don't want to say this
negatively, but being in this bubble. You know, we were kind of in a bubble around here. And I remember Tom CPU used to leave comments on my videos. And I'm like, who's this guy? And he was really solo at that time. I mean, he was with Mike, and he's still pretty new. But he was going down there, and he started saying, all right, this guy's down there, and he's filming all this stuff. He's live streaming it. Maybe I should go down there. I remember going up to 34 Fairview for the first time and walking 34 Fairview. I did a live stream about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there and walked it, and I went, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
and then
sense.
that ultimately led me to going down to the courthouse and meeting Tom CPU for the first time. And he was really the first Free Karen Reed supporter that I started talking to. Personally on the phone and talking about the case. And Tom used to do a lot of live streams with me. And, you know, and then things grow and you start learning about some of the other channels and, you know, banging away and grinding away, and digging around
grinding
as much as we
away,
can and
digging
going
around,
out and supporting,
digging in the
doing
dirt,
standouts and fundraisers and you know, it led me
standouts,
to so many
you know, rain, snow, whatever it
great
took.
people in my life that it's crazy, you know, like it's kind of all stopped now. I was sitting here with Lauren last night and she was sitting right, you know, and Lauren's become one of my best friends through all of this. She's been my hugest supporter through this, like friends. And I feel bad because I feel like I've kind of robbed our friendship a little bit because, you know, this has been my life for 2 years. So, you know, Lauren and I met maybe 8 months ago. I don't know. Lauren's in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be shorter than that. But I just feel like we've never really hung out as like friends. It's been, you know, Karen Reed stuff, but you know, we bonded through that.
Brian, that was crazy, man.
And she's been very supportive and understanding, shorter than that. But I just feel like we've never really hung out as like friends. It's been shorter than that. But I just feel like we've never really hung out as like friends. It's been I don't know. Lauren's in the chat shorter than that, but I just feel like we never really hung out
Damn
as
it.
like, I don't know. Lauren's in the, and she's been very supportive and
Sorry.
understanding.
You skipped a couple times. Uh-oh.
You know,
Uh-oh.
to some people that have been in my life have not been understanding about it, but we made a connection through the Karen Reed case, and they just decided that they couldn't stick around, that I was not the person for them, which was like kind of weird because that particular person encouraged me to come in this. So anyway, courthouse and doing all these like ridiculous live streams, and I think I went back and totaled the other day. I mean, I donated well over $10,000 of
All
my
right,
money.
all right,
That's
all
how
right.
much I believe.
All right, Brian. All right, listen. If you want to support somebody, man, and you want to give, money to their cause, having a YouTube show and then coming on there and like bragging, what else would it be? I mean, yeah, it's bragging what you gave them. You know what I mean? Just say you're supportive or something. You don't got to do that, dude. That's why people are like, Brian, yeah, good guy, but
For innocence, I wanted to make sure that there was money in her fund that she could use to defend herself. And a lot of people don't know this too. And it's fine. I'm going to talk about all this tonight. I have videos that I'm going to share with you guys, that stuff that you've never even seen, that I'm going to show you because I couldn't show anybody.
Right.
Every time that I was always in and around Karen, I always handed her an envelope of money. And there was a joke that.
Wait, what? Like a mafia boss? Like, on today's the day of your daughter's wedding, I give you an envelope of money.
I kind of brought up because in the Ted Daniel interview, this is kind of a joke that happened after that Ted Daniel interview. She said,
it's a joke.
Something about her shoes. I had to go to Cobbler and get my shoes fixed, and they were in there and they were cheering me on and saying, we have your back.
Yeah, here you go, Karen. Here's money to go get your shoes fixed.
So that the joke became, when I would hand her an envelope full of money at an event, or
you imagine
when I saw her or anything, she would say, you don't have to do this. And I go get your shoes fixed.
Hey,
that was kind of,
hey, Karen, go get your fucking shine box. Go get your shoes fixed.
Can you imagine saying this shit? I mean, come on, man. Brian, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Ongoing joke. Let's see. The
It's not a joke.
Look at this. 20. We have your back. So that the joke became, when I would hand her an envelope full of money at an event, or when I saw her or anything,
Karen,
she would say, you don't have to do this. And I go get your shoes fixed.
Karen, go get your shoes fixed at the cobbler. Here's a couple bucks for you. I know you got
that
a
was
tough.
Kind of, a little ongoing joke. Let's see. Diana, thank you so much. Look at
I
this,
know.
23 months. She's been around,
Oh, yeah.
well over 2 years, close to 2 years. Too many more years of LTL. Always here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Except I hide my bald head with the shady Boston cap.
So, here we are, and we go through the first trial. I'm kind of skipping all over the place.
Hey, Karen.
Here we are. We go through the first
Here's an envelope of money. Go to the cobbler.
trial, and I get,
You bum.
to meet the Reeds for the first time. I get to go in and sit in court, and I get to kind of start, being around, Karen
Hey,
and her
Brando.
family. And then August of last year, I had the opportunity to go and sit for 3 hours at Davio Steakhouse here in Foxborough, a mile from my studio.
All right. What happened
And,
there?
I got to talk to her off the record and really got to kind of know her.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I was really disappointed because someone came and sat down
I don't know who he's talking about here, but I did hear this before.
and was immediately like, all right, let's start talking about, let's just do this. And I'm like, can we give it maybe 10 fucking minutes to kind of introduce ourselves? Because my motivation to go there was not to grill Karen about all these, unanswered questions and get an interview and all that. Like, I want to know who she was. I wanted to hear about her, and eventually, we would go into the case and talk about the case, but that was not my intention. And, I got that opportunity, and it was a great opportunity. And I'm ever so grateful for that. And then to be able to come back and talk about certain things that I had learned during that dinner. So that was a big, high point for that. And I think that kind of, started, this trust
Oh my
that I
God.
was trusted to be around.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And you know, I just always wanted the best. I always wanted the best outcome in all of this for her and her
So didn't we?
family, because she has a beautiful family, and I've talked to her mom multiple times, and her
Beautiful
dad,
family.
you know, Nathan and I.
I'm glad I gave him the
had
money.
some really great one-off conversations, and to trust me with things that they have told me, and you know, to allow me to come in and sit in court, you know, twice, and then you know, being able to go back to David Yanetti's office when they're on a break and just kind of hang out and be there for support. I remember David Yannetti one time, and this is just a couple of weeks ago, when I get to go up to the office, and they were talking about very important things that were happening during the case. And I looked at David and I said, hey, you know, I know you don't know me, but please trust me. I would
Mr.
never talk
Yannetti.
about any of this stuff. And he said to me,
Please
the
take
fact
my
that you're sitting
envelope
in this
of
room right
cash.
now, I can trust you. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
No.
So, you know, I go down on Wednesday, and you know, I'm outside for this very historic moment, and I got to take in everything, and I feel, you know, like that's great. You know, I maybe I moved the needle a little bit, you know, maybe I was a little bit of moving the needle in this.
Moving the needle in what way?
And then it just ended. It stopped. And I went, oh no. I just felt this tremendous, first of all, I felt this tremendous sense of victory. Victory for Karen, victory for her family.
I felt
victory
this
for the
tremendous disturbance in the force. As if a million voices screamed out in horror and there was silence. Star Wars people might get that.
Reed supporters, victory for Aiden, victory for myself. Because I had so many people that attacked me through this whole thing. And I always knew in my heart of hearts that Karen was fucking 100% innocent.
All right.
And I was
Stop
going to roll with
swearing.
this to the end. And I didn't fucking care.
All right.
If Karen would have went to jail and was convicted,
Can you-
I would have kept rolling with her
This
entire
a young
entire
channel.
process.
I can't have you swearing on here like this, Brian.
And thank God that jury was smart. But I said, you know, the sense of victory. And I got in my car and I cried all the way from that courthouse
No
all the way
way.
home.
I
I
don't
still haven't
believe
stopped
it.
crying. I got out of
What?
work and was just driving to the studio and I cried. I cried last night with Nathan.
Uh-oh.
You know, Jess was crying in here. Nathan was crying in here. I mean, we're all been crying.
Mm,
But it's like I still
I
can't.
don't know if they
you know,
were.
I'm still coming down because it stops.
I'll take your word for it.
It's weird. Like I'm not hearing from anybody anymore. And I knew someday this would eventually end with a great result.
Yeah,
It did.
fate. Yeah, fate.
And you know, this is something that I've been kind of preparing myself for. You know, knowing that it was going to end. It was going to end at some
We did it to PP. We did it. Me and you.
point. And it's been tough. I mean, I was sitting here with Lauren last night, and you know, Nathan had left, Jess left, her friend Aaron, Adam. You know, I turned the lights off. I'm just kind of sitting here, and you know, we were kind of talking
reflecting.
about this stuff.
Kind of reflecting.
And I said, "This is like
on the
wild.
day.
Like I kind of feel
Oh.
empty right now. I don't know what to do. I'm not LTL anymore. I'm just Brian. I'm just Brian right now."
Whoa, that was
And it was
great.
like weird.
Ow.
You know, I turned the lights off. I'm just kind of sitting here, and you know, we were kind of talking about this stuff. And I said, "This is like wild. Like I kind of feel empty right now. I don't know what to do. I'm not LTL anymore. I'm just Brian." You know, I turned the lights. You know, I turned the lights off. You know, I turned the lights off. I'm just kind of sitting
You're
here.
skipping,
and, you know, we
Brian.
were kind of talking about this stuff. And I said, "This is like wild. Like I kind of feel empty right now. I don't know what to do. I'm not LTL anymore. I'm just Brian." I'm just, you know, Nathan had left, Jess right now. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what to do. I'm right now. I don't know what to
All
do.
right. I get it.
You know, I turned the lights off. I'm just kind of sitting here, and you know, we were kind of talking about this stuff. And I said, "This is like wild. Like I kind of feel empty right now. I don't know what to do. I'm not LTL anymore. I'm just Brian." I'm just Brian right now.
Whoa.
And it was like weird.
Yow.
But I am ever so grateful that Nathan came up here and sat. I'm working on a few other things. I know that everybody's probably thinking right now, are you ever going to sit down and interview Karen? I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. And if I didn't have the opportunity to do that, I would just like to talk to her for about 10 minutes.
Hmm.
And,
Oh my God.
and
Oh my God.
that was to therapy. And it's some years. I used to do it when I was a child, and I ignored it through my
Uh-oh.
adult. Was a monk. He
What?
spent 8
He was a
years
monk?
essentially in solitude.
I stumbled onto
retrained
something
my
I
brain
shouldn't be
to
hearing.
be able to sort through things and not stress so much, and just let things roll off my shoulders. It's literally stupid. Let it and not stress so much, and just let things roll off my shoulders and not stress so much, and just let things roll off my shoulders all the time. all the time, you're wasting
All right,
all
you're
this
skipping
energy
again.
on something that's just literally stupid. Let it roll off your shoulders. Hang on one second.
Oop, okay.
95% of the people that I used to see down there anymore. Again, I've made some really great. So it is prepare for, and you know, it's definitely left an empty spot because I'm not going to be going to that courthouse anymore. I'm probably not
You
going
can
to
still
see
go there if you want.
95% of the people that I used to see down there anymore. So it is like it's a tremendous sense of victory, but it's like a lot of loss. You know, like, oh shit.
Wow.
You know? But again, I've made some really great friends through all of this process, and I like to say, you know, on the creator side of it, there have been some really great people that supported me through all of this, and there have been some people that wanted to scrub me out.
Scrub
Pretty
you
bad.
out. Wait, hold on.
And I saw a lot of that this past winter. And there was points during
I
all of
wanted to
that
scrub you
where I
out.
saw certain things that I almost during all of that where there have been some people that wanted to scrub me out.
Scrub
Pretty bad.
him
And I
out.
saw a lot of that this past winter. And there was points during all of that
Scrub
where I
him
saw
out.
certain things that
What do you
I
mean,
almost literally gave up and walked away. I was going to close the door to my
What do you
studio,
mean, like
pull
give
all
you
my
half
shit
of your
out of
candy
here,
fuse?
sell it, and say I'm done. I'm fucking over this. But something
Brian, I think you're being a little dramatic.
pushing me to keep doing it. And
You know, I'm guessing.
I became I think a little disappointed
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
with some of the creator stuff. But I made some really great friends in that circle. And you all know who I have on my channel, who was on my channel, who was here to support me.
Will, you son of a bitch. Probably means you.
And I am ever so grateful for those people through this retrial. We programmed some pretty amazing shit. And I was running up against some pretty fucking big programs at that time.
All right,
And I was
relax.
amazed
I get
on
it.
some of the nights where I knew certain people were on certain channels that we pulled the viewing audience that we did. But it was a testament to a lot of things. It was a testament to, one, the content. We put out great content on those nights.
Yeah.
Those Monday night and Wednesday night shows,
Hey.
Monday with Todd and Nan, Wednesday with
Oh,
Jeff Machado,
I don't know
were
about
fucking awesome shows.
Maybe Todd.
And I wanted to go into this thinking, I want to train my audience and I want to make it like a
What do you mean train? It's a hell of a pause right there. But what do you mean? Aren't we the cult members?
week's worth of programming. So if you come every night, like, I don't know, Monday night is going to be 90210. Wednesday night's going to be Superman.
No.
You know, Thursday night's going to be Alf. And I'm
No.
going back to like
Alf
80s
is-
to 90s shit
yeah,
right now.
yeah, what are you talking about?
You know, Friday night is going to be, you know, X. And you were going to get a show with a theme every single night.
Right, I get it.
And it worked. It fucking worked. It was great. And I worked my ass off. And I said, I'm going to be like a network this time. I don't want to just keep throwing random people up. Let's do some shows and keep it
Let's
consistent
do
when
some
people
fucking
came.
shows.
And I ran against some pretty fucking heavy shows.
Right.
And I can't believe the amount of
Why
people
you
that we
keep
pulled in
swearing?
on certain nights where I knew there were certain
I have
people
a
on
young channel. I can't have you
channels,
doing
like every
that.
night on those nights. I am so grateful and ever so grateful for the people that came in and decided to choose my show over a lot of the other stuff that was going on.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm
nice
so
when people
grateful for
do that. Yeah, definitely. I get that.
You know, it helped. And it was just a testament to great people and great talent and great insights that came and helped.
I mean, you
And
know.
I scripted, I don't think scripted, but I pre-planned.
Wait,
Well, I guess
wait.
it's a script. I pre-planned.
Wait, wasn't he giving everybody a hard time not long ago for claiming that these scripted shows? Wasn't he?
every show. So none of my guests ever had this stressed out. I had outlines every night, and I was talking about it last night. Like my Monday and Wednesdays, I work till 5. So if I was lucky enough to hear,
He has
Friday,
he has
where I would put
he has
my
a day
earpod in,
job.
and I was pretty lucky because most Monday and Wednesdays my boss was never around,
Right.
so I could watch or listen to it all day. So I throw my earpod
Jesus,
in,
Brian.
and you saw what I was doing on Facebook. I would just drop notes
All right.
in those form of just
Okay,
almost like
okay,
tweets.
all right,
And I was
stop
tweeting it too.
Moving
And then
your
what I would
hands
do is I would
around.
leave work at 5.
Put
I would
your
fly
hands up
all
in
the-
my face. Oh my God, look at that. Oh boy. Somebody snapshot that, please. I'll give you a minute. Okay.
way home, sit down at 5:30. I'm fucking eating.
All right.
And I have about an hour to prepare a hour and 20-minute show, retyping notes, getting all my
Jesus,
clips together,
Brian.
getting the timestamps together, sending out my crib sheets or notes to my guests.
Crib
Here's
sheets?
the rundown.
Crib sheets.
Perfect. And then come here. I like to sit for like an hour pre-show and just not even think about it and just watch random TV.
Yeah.
And then
And just let the creative process take me over. And everything spills out of me, much like when you spill a drink of water on the table and it just floods the table. That's what happens to my brain when the creative process takes me over. Floods my receptors. Then I become one with not only my thoughts, but the audience as well, because I connect with them in ways you fucking dummies could never imagine. Okay, it's called the creative process, and I'm going to tell you all about it.
15 minutes to 20 minutes before, I would get up, turn my lights on, my cameras on, sit, check myself, make sure I'm presentable, and then my guests would join in, and we would just go live, and it just banged.
Boom.
That Todd and Nan show helped me practice to be a host, and they were fucking awesome through it.
Jesus Christ, Brian, take it easy. You're scaring me.
And I love that style of that rapid file style that I
style,
kind of like that
rapid
Sports Center
files.
feeling. You know, like you ever watch a Sports Center panel, they'd have like the host and two guests, and Bill, what did you think of I don't know, what did you think of Pedro Martinez's pitching last night? I mean, he went over.
Yeah, I thought he sucked.
Like, blah, blah, blah. Or what did you think about Mark McGwire last night? That home run, 500 feet. I was just banging it out, and it just worked. It fucking worked.
Yeah,
and I thought it was.
It's called the creative process, and when you're one with your audience, much like much like an Andy Warhol, where nobody has to ask
I had a
you
lot of fun doing those
what
shows.
you're thinking.
And I
They just
terribly
know.
miss those Monday and Wednesday night shows, and then just like having the theme of Thursday Night Thunder and Friday Night Heat, and we would go over.
Okay, that's not your thing.
The crazy moments in trial. It is so fun. And then the Sunday morning shows with Lauren and fucking Lauren's dedication, driving all the way up from the Cape to come up here and hang out with me for 2 hours, and then we would go have a
You're a saint, Lauren.
a meal after and have lunch and talk the case, and we would come back and maybe sit an hour, and she would go do her thing for the day. And I mean, all that dedication. And those Sunday shows were so fun because we're just relaxing. It was like Sunday morning,
just riffing. Know what I mean? Yeah.
Mark Mazza Media. I'm so grateful for that guy. 2 years, that guy. Well, I would say about a year and a half, that guy's been grinding on this channel with me. And then, I saw a talent in Jason Broyles, not Haley. He's a great conversation.
Oh, Jesus. This is apropos, is it not?
We're going to have him on the channel on Sunday. And that's going to be my post-show wrap-up with him. Nan. Oh, my God. I love Nan. Nan.
Oh man, he's really going around. He's
a great platform here and
going around the horn with these
night
people.
after nights and just doing all these shows with me and Todd, and then Jess. Jess and I picked up where we left off on trial 1. I'm sorry, I knew you guys were chatting.
Free Todd, everybody, free Todd.
But I'm just really thankful for all of this.
Okay.
So, here we are. And, I just, there were a lot of things that happened along the way where the ground crew swelled and I had to pull myself back from that. So, here we are. And, I just, there were a lot of things that happened.
He's one of the best that's ever done it, man.
The ground
crew
really swelled and I had to pull myself back from that and just stick to my channel for a while. But I did notice, like, when I started going back down for the retrial at the end,
he might. I don't know.
Hostility and tension that went on.
I've only listened to a little bit of it.
I've
only listened to a little bit of it, but I have no idea. It's a possibility.
A lot of that seemed to go away, and I saw people that had a lot of negative things to say about me come up to me and say, "Hey, hey, how are you and how are you doing?" And I listen. I forgive all that stuff. I mean, it was just goofy. It was dumb. I think there was a lot of egos that got in the way. I think with some of the creators, the egos and all the fucking. All the money they were making. For me, it was never about a money thing with me. And it was never about trying to trample over someone's show. And I didn't give a shit about that. I just wanted to be me, myself, and hit the live button and see if I could bring in a bunch of people and try to raise some money. And, look at, I was really the first one that was donating money off my streams, 25%,
First one?
No, 25%. I was just getting it in Karen's thing. And then we started doing the big fundraisers and I would just drop 200, 300, $500. I mean, it just didn't matter.
Brian,
This wasn't about me. It was about Karen Reed and her family and getting them out of this.
That's not how
ridiculous-
you do, fundraising and stuff. It's just not. Man. It's just not. I'm sorry. You don't mention it.
Terrible situation. There was just some disappointment. I think that there was some opportunity for people that were in the creator circle that could have
It's very. I don't know. It's just you just don't do that. You don't.
points and maybe threw $100 over there. Every once in a while. I didn't see really much of any of that. And that was
Well, why would you have to see it? Nice. Why would you have to see it, Bri? I mean, maybe people don't usually donate to others in front of other people. It's not really a thing that happens. So maybe you wouldn't have seen people do it in front of you.
I'll be honest with you, but I know the people that donated. I know the people that did the right thing. They're still in my circle. And, I think there was an opportunity to do a little bit better. Flip someone $100 every now and then. You sat here night after night. You took in a lot of super chats. I mean, let's face it, and I almost kind of felt guilty. And that's why, I was
giving too much.
Need to do something.
For giving too much.
They need money. Let's start helping them out and let's donate some of this money back. And then this is the great opportunity to do the billboards, through the channel money. To do
Here comes the billboard.
And I think that was very important.
Here comes the billboard. Right? I mean, Brian, you don't got to bring this stuff up. People will appreciate what you're doing without you bringing it up. You know what I mean?
Important to get those up in and around the holiday time to let people know. And look, it shook the ground a little bit. We had Channel 10 come up here and do a spot with me. And really put that on the map. And I just tell people, please be patient. It's all going to come out. And I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody even tries any monkey business in any of this, I'm going to set them straight in about 2 seconds flat because I know everything. I know everything.
Hold on a second, Brian. Take it easy. All right? You're scaring me.
I know everything. I've seen it. I just can't. It shook the ground. Really put that on the map. And I just really put that on the eyes. Any monkey business. Eyes. I just can't. I've 10 come up. Eyes.
Oh, there it is.
Any monkey business in any of this, I'm going to set them straight in about 2 seconds flat because I know everything. I know everything. I've seen it. I just can't talk about it. But when we can talk about it, it's going to happen here.
Did he ever talk about it?
It's going to happen here.
Did he ever talk about it?
Some dedication from some people that we will talk about it here. So please be patient. That is all going to come out.
I don't know
at
if
some
he
point,
did.
and it is going to a grand jury. So I know everything, and I don't even want to see it if there's any shit about it because I'm going to set it straight in about, like I said, 2 seconds flat thing. And I don't even want to see it if there's any shit about it because I'm going to set it straight in about thing. And I don't even thing. And I don't even want to see it if there's any shit about it, because I'm going to set it straight in about, like I said, 2 seconds flat. Shit about it. It's going to a grand jury. So, skins flat. Let's
sorry.
see. So,
He was skipping.
looking at my notes, my life has changed. The feeling of emptiness, future cases, the worst and best of YouTube, and grateful. Those are my notes right now.
The worst and best of YouTube.
When everything just got weird in the whole online creator space, I just said, I'm just going to stick to my channel and do my, obviously there's some local cases here that I am still very, I just said, I'm just going to stick to my channel. I just said, I'm just going to stick to my channel and do my thing. And if people want to hang out with me, they will.
Okay. I get it.
And that's it.
I agree.
And now it's, what is the future of LTL media? Obviously there's some local cases here that I am still very interested in, but I think it's time to go back to something that I started here because the Idaho 4 case is going to get huge.
Watches?
It is going to be on such a global scale that it would be almost stupid for me to not jump into it because I know a lot about it. Yes, I've been 2 years stagnant. To it because I know a lot about it. Yes, it's in that case, but it is something that I've always wanted to see to completion. And I'm actually thinking about going out there when this trial either starts. It's going to be
Okay.
about a 3-month trial.
All right.
So I'm going to have plenty of time to get out there.
Sounds good.
And I plan on going out and visiting for a few days to try to at least get out in front of that courthouse. So it's going to be a new adventure for me because I've kind of been in this algorithm of this bubble of Karen Reed. And now I'm going to have to
No
step out.
T-Rex arms, for Christ's sake.
I'm going to have to redevelop the channel and think about that. I know that a lot of my audience is going to probably drop off because that's what happens. Because it becomes in a sense like this is the audience that you bring in, but when you move on, they tend to go away because you're not talking about content that they came in for. There's plenty of videos up on my channel. They tend to go away because you're not Idaho 4 or the Timepiece Gentleman stuff that I still get likes and views and subscribers through them, but they're there for that specific content.
Mm-hmm.
So my direction is I'm going to still cover some local cases here. Obviously, Massachusetts is my home. The Brian Walsh case, I'm going to still work on trying to get my press pass. I'd like to go in and sit in during that trial.
He finally got his press pass, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something.
To take place in the fall. Enrique Delgado Garcia, obviously we're going to be covering that. And I think getting on to back to a national scale, because this algorithm is going to, listen, I got to start thinking of it. This algorithm is going to start kicking up in the Idaho stuff. And I'm already seeing it on my channel. People are coming in for Idaho content now. I'm getting comments on older videos that I did a while ago. So this is kind of the road that's showing me I've got to go in this direction. So my plan is, I want to do, I'm going to do my post-show wrap-up with Jason Broyles tomorrow. I'm trying to get Todd and Nan back together at some point so we can do one more show, as that was our Monday night show last night with Nathan here. Last night with Nathan here. I'm in talks with another family member to come out and sit, possibly soon.
Okay.
Possibly soon.
Possibly soon.
And
Possibly soon.
And last night with Nathan here, sit, possibly soon. I think that I'm in talks.
Sorry.
I can't, and I hate to say this, like I can't do 3 months of post talk. I've got to, I want this to be my life about this stuff. I've got to go on to a new case. And believe me, if things come back to Karen and something breaks or we hear some new news or whatever, of course I'm going to talk about it. Or what for the rest of her life. If I don't even know what for the rest of her life, I'm going to support her for the rest of my life. She's changed my life. I'm going to support her for the rest of my life. She's changed my life. I'm going to support her for the rest of my life. I'm going to support her for the rest of my life. She's changed my life.
Right.
This whole situation has changed my life. I would have never thought that I would be standing here right now doing what I'm doing, sitting here right now doing what I'm doing. I am so grateful. And this is the path that life has chosen for me. And I've got to go with it.
Right.
But to grow and expand, you've got to move on to new things and move on to new things. Rated. She's 100% not guilty. And fuck, that feels great to be part of that. Let's see. Susan, I'm going to try to read this. I'm sorry. She said, just rated. She's 100% not guilty. And fuck, that feels great to be part of that. Rated. She's 100% not guilty. And fuck, that feels great to be move on to new things. And Karen Reed is exonerated. She's 100% not guilty. And fuck, that feels great to be part of that history. It's just, it's insane and it's amazing. Let's see. Susan.
Grandma Sue.
Sorry, she said, just me, but I need to step away from Karen Reed for a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to go through my notebooks and do some write-ups. That's great. And then, Lauren's going to do, it's going to be the last Sunday show for her. It's going to be bittersweet. But I've got to make a decision that if LTL is going to continue to grow, I've got to do other things. And it's sad. This is really sad for me. I cried with Lauren here last night for like a half an hour. I mean, I've made such a connection to all of these people. I will never forget anybody that was supportive and positive. And I can't say enough good things about Aiden. Like, you got to think, like, Aiden broke this story, okay? And then you have, all kind of these other people that have come in because it's piqued their interest. And he could have been like, fuck all these people, but he embraced it and he wanted people to be into it. And he allowed certain people, I would say, into his circle. I being one of them, which was very nice. He's always been.
Kitty's back up. Wants to hang out.
Respectful and stuck up for me, even in the shittier things that have happened. That people have said about me, fucking all the fights with Sean on the Gulf and all that stuff, and shit with people on the boots on the ground, and Aiden has stuck up for me, and that's why I did the things that I did for him. That was like a tribute to him. The silver play button fucking disappointed me from YouTube. They should have gave it to him, and I said, that guy fucking earned it. He earned that, and if they weren't going to give it to him, you sure as fuck right, I was going to have one made for him and hand it to him, and I did, and I don't want anything. He shook my hand. He texted me, which a very nice text message the next morning, and said, "Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." And that's all I need. That's all I need. And he's got his battle. He's got his court battle, and we'll talk about it. We'll follow it. But I'm gonna try some different things, and I've got to try some different things, and I'll hope that you all will continue to support me here. I really do, because I think this channel is going to be amazing. I'm looking up right now at my counter. I got let's see. Right now, I'm tasting 50,000 right now. I want it so bad. I am at currently right now 47,943 subs. So I think by the morning I should be at about 48,000. Then I'm 2,000 away from.
Sorry.
Excuse me, from 50.
Can you
We're gonna
still
have a
hear
50
him?
party on here. We're gonna have a 50 party on here. We're gonna hang out. It's funny. I go back. It's probably 2 years ago, and I have the clip somewhere. And I've thought about writing this person. I want to hit 50,000 subscribers, and then I'm going to write this person, because it was another creator that I tried to align with during the Idaho 4 case, and they were just, their channel was just budding. My channel was just budding at that point, and I saw that we could have had some really great conversations back and forth. But I've learned, like I said, through the best and worst of all of this, that some people on channels can be very, very territorial, and they want it to be, the me show. And I've always preached this. Community is always the best thing on YouTube. Believe me, it spreads you a lot further across the platform. But some people just never understand that. And I've tried to embrace that. Like, look, like Mark Mazza Media fucking put all that aside and said, dude, if we can make great content together and bring in audiences to our channel, I'm all for it. That's why I respect that guy so much. And then like Jason Broyles, it's an opportunity to raise our platforms together and show talent on both sides. So anyway, this creator made a comment, because I think my channel was growing a lot faster than theirs, and they made a comment that my channel would never amount to anything. And I have that recorded clip somewhere. And I took that 2 years ago, and that was my motivation to show this person. Oh yeah?
Brando can't even look.
And I'll use a Batman 1988 reference from Jack Nicholson. Wait till they get a load of me. And I did it. I smashed over her channel and built a pretty fucking awesome platform here with awesome subscribers and awesome members. And when I hit 50,000, I'm going to be very nice about it. I'm going to write this person an email and say, thank you. Seriously, thank you for motivating me. 100%. Thank you for motivating me, because you pushed me harder than anybody in this whole YouTube space. When you made that comment that I would never amount to anything on here, holy fuck, that was the catalyst. That got my ass in gear. It's probably over 2 years ago. It's probably about 2.5 years ago. And that was the catalyst for me to start kicking some ass. And I'm going to write that person. I'm going to be very nice in my email, but I'm going to also be sarcastic. I'm going to say thank you for pushing me. You told me my channel would never amount to anything. It's part of a historic moment in the state of Massachusetts. I've been interviewed countless number.
He did. Did Sean even really go at him? I think he just called him a pussy one day, and LTO went nuts. But I mean, I get it.
Of times from independent media and mainstream media. I've built a beautiful studio here. I have amazing members and subscribers that support me. I've met some of the best of humanity in my local area. Thank you. I'm so glad that you motivated me, because none of that would have happened. I could have just gave up and walked away.
Listen. That felt good.
I don't know. So that's it. We got a couple of, probably another week or two of post-show wrap-ups, and that's going to be it. And it's sad. It's a sense of loss. It really is. It's kind of empty. And Yeah, of course. I've met so many cool people. Lauren and I have done some pretty cool shit together. I brought her to some pretty fucking cool places because I trusted her so much, and I wanted her to be in and around this, and bringing her up to David Yanetti's office to meet Karen and take some photographs with her, and be around her for whatever, half an hour and spend some time. And we had a lot of fun, in an awful situation. It was literally the best 2 years of my life.
Heavy little bastard.
It was the best 2 years of my life. I can state that. It was the best 2 years of my life. And I saw Mimi in here earlier. Mimi, I love you to death. Including me at that the Eagle dinner and being part of
the Eagle dinner. That
was so big for me. And Mimi's been one of Karen's lifelong friends. I mean, I'm learned a lot more about Mimi just recently, and she's awesome.
No, this is a while ago, by the way.
The Reeds are good people. The people that they surround themselves with are such good people. And I've never heard an awful thing about the Reeds at all. Anywhere I go, and I've run into people, and they go, "Oh, I know them. They're great. I met them here. I had at dinner here." And that's what made me believe.
June 21 of 2025,
and how kind and open. And I'm gonna miss Janet when she would go. I would see her and she'd go, "Oh, Ryan, come here. You know that thing that you were talking about on your show last night? Come here. You know that thing that you were talking about on your come here. You know that thing that you how kind and open." And once I started meeting these people and how nice. Anywhere I go, I met them here. I had come here. You know that thing that you were talking about on your show last night? Come here. Come here. That's all that stuff.
Nice.
Or Bill saying, you Aiden and the young jerks, you guys are the ones. I'm gonna miss that. And just having, those conversations outside, walking up to court and seeing Nathan, and Nathan always with this big handshake, and it's out, and how are you? How you doing? This is what we got going on. You feeling good? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And him giving me car rides, over to Yanetti's office and getting time to talk with him. Kelly Reed. I mean, the first time I ever met her was out at, I think it was a pretrial hearing in trial 1, and she was in her black SUV, and she rolls the window down. And it's pouring raining, and she's like, "Do you want to just come in and sit here with me?" And that was the first time I ever really got to talk to Kelly and get to know her. And her and I spent a lot of time through trial 1. I didn't get to see her that much through trial 2, but trial 1 we were around each other a lot, especially at that time when
Esty had her seat. No, I'm just kidding.
The non-verdict came in, the mistrial, and going out to the standouts and going back and having dinner with her and hanging out. I love all these people. And then just getting those few moments that whatever we had, just speak with Karen a little bit. It was very chaotic for her. There wasn't ever really much time to talk, but she was always very appreciative of me being there. She told me in one of the last text messages that I ever had with her, she said, "You never come empty-handed," and I would never do that.
Oh, there goes the money thing. Is that the money thing again?
Yeah, I would never do that.
Jesus
and I hope, again, I don't know. I mean, maybe she just flies off into the distance now. But it would be really great sometime down the road if I ever have that opportunity to just sit with her for like an hour. I don't even care to interview. I don't want to, whatever it is, and just tell her like, "Wow, this is what you did for me. This is what you did for this community.
See what you've done now, Brian. I can't put my cat down."
So I don't know. I guess that's probably it. Let's see. Lauren said, I'm going to try to read this. "Brian afforded me the privilege to be in Karen's company multiple occasions. I'm forever grateful to him." Yeah, and I'm so sorry, Lauren, that so Karen personally invited Lauren in to sit in trial on a Thursday, and Thursday got canceled, or Karen got sick. I think Karen was sick, or they canceled court. Right? I think Karen was sick, and that was
yeah, she was sick, and they canceled
go.
Court. Yeah.
But Karen asked her if she wanted to go sit. And I said, "You need to take that opportunity and call into work, girl." Let's see. EDB gave some great advice to Lawyer when he was just shy of 50,000 during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, and it moved, and Lauren couldn't go. But Karen asked her if she wanted to go sit. And I said, "You need to take that opportunity and call into work, girl." Let's see. EDB gave some great advice to Lawyer when he was just shy of 50,000 during the Johnny
Yeah,
Depp Amber Heard
My
case.
cat can't hear
moved
what's going
me.
on.
They
right
both
now.
grew
He
during that
can't-
time, encouraged him to have
He's
his
insulated.
community name. Well, here's the thing. Like, Lawyer You Know has a huge advantage over me. The lawyer,
Yeah, you think?
so people are going to want to go in and watch that content. It's tough. I'm just a guy with a microphone and a camera, and I'm just giving you my interpretation of what I see. And I think it's great. I mean, I have between all my platforms, about 80,000 eyes on me. And I think that's pretty cool. You know, that 80,000 people would be interested in what I have to say. And, you know, I've
that
grown so
much?
much as a content creator.
Is it that
And I
much?
love doing this. I literally love doing this. I don't want to do
I
anything
know,
else the rest of my life
No.
until another interest comes along and changes my direction in life. But this right now is so cool. I love it. I wish I could do this full time.
Yeah, me too.
No, it was the day that Bev canceled because of the heat.
So
Oh, that's
doesn't-
right.
So doesn't Brando. He wants his own channel.
No, Brian, I want you to go and marry her and make my dreams come true. Yeah, that's funny. I heard a lot of that through there was a lot of that flew around. Oh my God, you guys would make the best couple, and it was that's not what it was about. You know, that's not what it's about.
Wait,
It was
who?
funny. I heard a lot of that. So let me do this. Let me show you
With the
some
Lauren
clips
girl?
that I've never shown and I've never been able to show, and you're gonna get some opportunity here to see something. So so I had
Yeah, the
gone to
plagiarism.
Karen's birthday party, and there was a video that I shot of her having cake, but she made a speech afterwards. And at the time, we couldn't release that speech because there was a lot of stuff about the trial and stuff.
Couldn't do it.
And I'm going to play the full clip for you all. So you only just saw that clip of where she blew out the candles, but after that, she made a little bit of a speech. And some of the things that were in there, we just couldn't talk about at the time. But I'm going to play it now because since everything is over with, and she had amazing supporters around her that did a lot of great things. And I'm going to pull this up and play it. Let me just share my screen. Susie CJ, thank
That's
you.
to
So I
speak
meant
right now.
more, but not enough space to write. Do I need a Kleenex box? No, I'm good. Let me do this.
Somebody
Let me share
said
my
you
screen.
Kleenex?
Let's pull up this
Oh.
video. Cool. All right. Well, this is at her Karen's 45th birthday party, and this is the full clip, and you'll be able to hear everything that went down. And I was so honored to be there, to be asked to be there. It was just a really great, fun night. And here we go. I'll play it. This is great.
His own chat's like, hey, you need a Kleenex, dude? He's like, no, I don't think so.
I'm glad. It's just glad to see her happy. One thing.
Uh-oh.
Brian, that you grew up with. If you were in my shoes every day, you would know truly how many people support me and support this movement.
Uh-oh,
It's
Brando.
being singled out by big experts and their 5 friends. But-
Uh-oh, Brando. We have stumbled onto something
From the
here.
owner of this-
That's great.
Tim is the chief marketing officer for a restaurant group in Boston that has facilitated all of these dinners.
Oh,
at the
shit.
town. But if you spend a day in my shoes, you know even better how much awareness has been brought to this case, to this movement. You're being singled out as easy targets on social media, but if you're actually in the world, in the seaport, in Boston, in Suffolk, or Norfolk County, you know that by and large, the overwhelming majority of people support us. Or I wouldn't be out in public right now because I'd be afraid of what would happen to me every time I walk to the bathroom. So keep it in perspective.
Right.
Your neighbors are afraid.
Uh-oh.
They know how bad the corruption
Now we've done it.
is 1 mile away from your street, but
You're
that's
thinking my
not
cat's sleeping.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my God.
That was fun. It was a good night. That was fun.
That's fine.
That was really fun.
Good night.
You couldn't hear it. Oh no. Shit. Let me go back. I don't know why, like fucking StreamYard, like when you just play a clip, like if it's not uploaded on YouTube, it's like fucked up. Let me try it again. Hang on.
Ryan, stop swearing.
I'm gonna try to. I don't know if I can boost the audio.
Maybe not. Okay.
Let me share it. Let me try to.
Oh, no, not again.
I heard it louder. All right, everybody can hear it. All right, let me play some more here. I mean, this is
Wait,
all,
what happened to that clip?
So I have the full clip of this too. This was in August. Was this August or September?
August.
I think this was
August.
September when we got
It was
we had
really
Karen
fun.
sign those posters to raffle them off, and I think we made like $5,000 doing this for a defense fund.
Really good.
Susie C, thanks for the $5. That's so kind of you. You have driven, you have the drive, the dedication, likely, etc. I'll write You personally, you don't need to be a lawyer, hun.
Sexy.
What I said was lost in translation. It's okay. No biggie. Okay, it was November. Lawrence let me know it's November. So let's play this full clip of Karen actually signing all the posters. This is great.
We didn't play this before because something.
That's Gonzo from LV Cop. That's Brian and Gonzo from LV
All right,
Cops. You know
okay.
what that says? You know, that picture says to me, fuck off.
What?
Here we go.
What's it say? What, huh? What's that all about? You know, Brando, what just happened? He doesn't know either. Yeah, it is Gonzo. Yeah.
If I can get your mom to come over, we'll get your mom on there too.
You tried to
She's right here. Thank you, Mom. What do you think you're doing?
We can't even move. This cat is gone. All right, I gotta stop it every so often. Brando, he's fast asleep.
Did you make this one?
Is he?
New Lauren.
Oops.
Sorry.
Noah's awesome. I just heard from him the other day. It was great. His mama. I call her mama.
Mama? What did you say, Mama?
Towards the end of the trial, on the retrial, every time I would say, "Hi, mama.
Hold on.
Hi, mama. How you
Oh
doing,
my
mama?"
God, hold on.
All right, we'll play this, Dan.
Hold the fucking phone.
His mama. I call her mama.
He called her Mama.
Towards the end of the trial, on the retrial, every time I would say, "Hi, mama. Hi, mama. How you doing, mama?"
Called her Mama.
All right, we'll play this, Dan.
He called her Mama. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Bill, Karen, and Cameron. Awesome. Thank you.
Mama. She called her Mama. Mama?
It's Karen.
Karen.
Mama?
Yeah.
Moin? Mama. Brando, what do you call me? Papa? Am I Papa? He says I'm Papa.
Sorry. There it is. Thank you. You're gonna auction these out. That's so great.
Tremendous.
I'll auction them off. Get some money. Thank you.
I'm so I mean, the person that got this must be ecstatic right now that they own this. I have one. It's just a single Karen signature, and that one will never leave. I'll hold on to that the rest of my life. That will be in the studio or wherever it's going to be. I will never get rid of that. And at some point, like I just have it in kind of a cheapy frame, but I'm going to put it in a museum archival glass frame so the signature will never fade and that the photo will never fade. So that's planning in the future soon too. But yeah, that's cool. That was a really good time, and we auctioned those off. And I think we made like $5 or $6 grand. It's so cool. All right, let's see. Let's see some Turtle Boy. This is behind the scenes stuff with Aiden down at the courthouse, and I remember shooting this. He was doing a live stream from the courthouse. No one's ever seen these. I've got 2 clips I'm going to play. I wish I had my glasses. I can't see the chat. Here's Aiden. This is great.
You know how heavy you get to be after like 10 minutes of doing this, like holding you out with my one arm.
So this is trial 1, and this is during the jurors being picked. That's what this was.
He calls him mama.
And it's like, how long do they want
Brando, he calls him mama.
to what they're doing? They'll never convince, they're a minority. They'll never convince the majority.
Yeah. That was during jury selection, I think. Let's see. And then I have a longer clip here I'm going to play. Hang on. And let's see. I think this was during jury selection, or was it during deliberation? I couldn't remember. We'll see if we got a little more context here in this clip. Here we go.
Well, just mama.
Oh, this is deliberations.
Do they have those things? If I put him on a sling, like right here in front of me, you would never leave.
You can either send her home for good this weekend, or you're asking her to come back for Monday. Whatever you want to do is going to end up with Karen Reed not in jail. How can we argue just bullshit? How committed are you to doing this? Like, you're going to lose. Like, you're going to.
Like, he doesn't care that I'm talking shit. Like, does not bother.
Because it's got the same effect on you. We go home at the end of the day. Excuse me, I would not give a much about putting an innocent woman in jail. But apparently it's for the guilty.
I can't even hear him.
And I don't care about that. And you're like, geez, maybe they're stupid and I'm smart. All over again. Jimmy Johnson.
It's a big kicker. I cannot hear what Aiden's saying
Jimmy Johns.
Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe she just doesn't.
at all.
No, I'm not budging.
Kind of useless.
Of that.
Brian's getting
100,000%. And I'm so proud of him. And again, he's going to go on to do some really great things. And I hope that, that momentum continues for him, because I would not be here if it was not for him. I would not be here if it was not for him. Not for him breaking that case open. 100%. This would be so different for Karen. And he did a great job.
I know he's come a long way, right?
I don't know. It's been a amazing ride. I'm
He
happy.
wants to
I'm
do
healthy.
this all the
I'm
time.
sad, of course. And we'll just let life dictate what happens next. I'm very happy that Karen can go on to live her life. She still has a huge legal battle with the civil trials.
Right.
I'm sure she's going to be in a lot of lawsuits. She's probably got a lot of things planned for press and maybe some publications and movies, I'm sure. But she deserves every ounce of getting her life back, and any monetary thing that comes her way, she deserves it. And Karen Reed has 1,000% changed my life.
Sure.
This whole journey that we've been on the last 2 years has completely changed who I am, has changed my life.
He doesn't even care.
And it was meant to happen. This was meant to happen. This is my story. This is my story. And that was Karen's story.
Oh,
and that was Aiden's story. And this is your story at home. We were all supposed to be here and it was meant to happen. This was meant to happen. This is my story. This is my story.
That
was Karen's story.
Things. I
That was
check
Aiden's
that
story. And this is your story at home.
He will stay
We
in
were
that
all
the
supposed to
entire
be here
time.
at this specific time and at this specific place in history. That we were all supposed to be part of this. It was written. It was written.
It was written in
for
the
us to all be
stars.
here like this.
I believe you.
And this is your story at home.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Place in history.
All right. What about
For us to all be here like this. And it had to end this way. It had to end this way. I just was saying this to Nathan the other day. For us to all be here like this. And it had to end this way. It was written. It was written for us to all be here like this. And it had it here at this specific time and at this specific place in history. That we were all supposed to be part of this. It was written. It was written for us to all be here like this. And it had to end this way. It had to end this way. I just was saying this to Nathan the other night. It felt like a movie, and it had to end this way.
Right, Brian.
It had to end this way.
Okay.
It was going to end this way.
Christ,
It was
man.
so set up to end this way. It's fucking mind blowing.
All right.
It is fucking mind blowing. But it is the most happiest feeling that I've had in my entire life.
You can't be yelling
I would
at
say in a
me.
long time.
You can't be yelling at
It
me
was
like
so
that.
set up to be this
I
way.
got my cat
It's
with me.
awesome.
Doesn't like
It's
it.
fucking awesome.
Actually, it
It's
doesn't.
fucking awesome. And I'm so happy. And I'm so happy for her. And I'm so happy for the Reeds. They're such great people.
Okay.
They're such great people. So anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow at
How do you
4
still
p.m.
have like a
with
half
Not
hour
Haley,
left?
and Lauren's going to come in here live in the studio. Tomorrow morning in Dedham, Massachusetts, I believe is going to be one of the last, if not the last, standout, but it's going to be a celebratory standout, and I'm going to be there. Lauren's going to be there, and I want to go down there and stand with people for a little while and enjoy it. And then
Brando's going to be there.
I'm
too.
going to be Brian for a little while after
He
that.
does-
And then at 4 o'clock, we'll
does
turn the LTL
standouts.
hat back on, and we'll be LTL.
He does late. He goes.
And then we're going to
Sleep
do
out.
a couple more post-show wrap-ups, and then we're going to move on. We're going to move on because that's what Karen would want us to do. That's what the Reeds would want us to do. And believe me, I think our time will come that something might come back around? Maybe, sure. But I think it's going to take some time. I love all you guys. I really do.
Love you too,
Hey,
bro.
I grew my hair back. That was fun.
What?
That, right? I lost some weight. And I
Wait.
trimmed my beard. It was fun. I was in a pretty dark
Hold
place
on.
for a little while.
You
But I
didn't
got
grow
myself back
anything
together and I
back,
feel good.
Terry.
21 months. Look at this road
Please
checking in.
stop. Nobody
Popping
believes
in to say hello. I'm so glad Karen is finally free and keeping up the great
I
work.
grew
Brian.
my
Thank
hair
you.
back. Hey, just
Appreciate you.
I just let it
Appreciate all
grow,
my members.
and look at how much hair I have.
Who would have known, right? Fucking who would have known?
Oh my
Karen
God.
Reed's fucking free.
Brian,
Karen
you
Reed
cannot
is
do
free.
that. You
I love
can't
it.
do My
I
cat
just
is
posted this.
sleeping.
I just posted this tonight. I'll show
My
you really
cat's
quick.
sleeping. You can't
Y'all
fucking
aren't
do
connected
that.
to my Facebook page. I do a lot of stuff on Facebook, but I put this out tonight, and I'm going to show you.
Uh-oh. What?
Oh, and I have some Chelsea Grimm stuff coming up pretty soon too.
Ooh.
I posted this, and I said I'm going to miss seeing the sign every time I pull up to my studio. Karen Reed is free.
You can leave it.
I don't like Karen is freed. I don't
can
like
leave it
that.
in
I
there,
just like
man.
Karen Reed is free. I think to me that makes a lot more sense. I don't know. The freed Karen Reed is freed. I don't know. That sounds kind of weird to me. I don't think that's the correct
It's grammatically correct.
vernacular of that, right? Am I wrong? Wouldn't it be Karen Reed is free or Karen Reed is freed? I don't like that.
Both
I
kind
like
of
Karen
work.
Reed is free. Do I have the correct vernacular on that?
I don't know, Brian. You're asking the wrong fucking guy.
But so Chelsea
I got a
Grimm, I
cat
actually
sleeping
talked to
on me right
Michael
now.
about a week ago, the new PI, and he has a shit ton of information. They actually did America's Most Wanted special on Chelsea, and Gabby Petito's father was part of that. He actually went out and helped look for Chelsea. And I'm going to reach out to Michael again when things settle down a little bit and try to get him on the show and explain. And this guy is very knowledgeable about her case.
Right.
He told me things that I didn't even know, all the tracking that they did, and learned a lot about her. And they have some suspicion. I'll just leave it at that. But we're going to continue to
Right.
talk about that case as well too, and it's pretty cool. So I'm in a good circle of people, and we're going to continue to make some great content here. I hope that you'll continue to.
And he is placed in immediate harm's way or feeling of apprehension that
What? Like
What the hell was that?
Believe this. And it was John Mellencamp. And
Oh, wow.
the two of them did a bunch of duets together, a
I
lot
love
of
him.
Mellencamp songs, and it was fantastic. They
John,
actually
I still call him John Cougar.
Yeah, John Cougar.
I know he had to change it to his real name, but
Oh,
that
okay,
was the
cool.
coolest name too. When you're John Cougar,
He is
and he's like, you expect him to be like just a total like
passed out right
dad,
now.
but
Yeah.
he's a brilliant. He's like an artist. He's a real like paints and shit. And the only like thing that he's really a hick about is because he comes from a small town and he likes to smoke.
How many
cigarettes,
people
but
are
he,
watching?
like really has a lot of heart.
You
He's
can't
like
tell,
a
does he
friend.
say?
I love
That's
John
right.
Cougar Mellencamp.
they
He's
actually
amazing.
sang
He
Small Town.
actually
Knows
will
only.
perform for him apparently. Like I told the story when I first booked Will on a benefit show.
Yeah, I'm
And I want him
53.
to headline the show, but like he's like, I can't. I'm gonna have to open it up because I'm going. I'm playing Farm
He
Aid
calls
this
me names.
weekend, and so I'll do the Friday opening. But I'm supposed to go to hang out at a hotel and perform for John Mellencamp, and I'm like, what? Like you're packing up his shit, our little club
Sorry,
show
buddy.
with 50 people to go hang out with John
Sorry.
Mellencamp. Like that's Will
the
Daly.
noise he
That's like,
made.
and he will show up that's the thing about life. You show up for everything because you never know when just showing up for 50 people is going to lead to John Mellencamp. Like that's what happened to him, obviously,
Oh
many
yeah.
times over. So
And nowadays,
pretty cool.
artists are born off of YouTube. I mean, there's people who sing original music, cover songs, all on YouTube, and they become stars. Like Shawn Mendes, that's how he started. There's others as well
Shut
that I
up.
had mentioned to you last summer. And you never know who's just going to
No,
be
you never
there.
know who's showing up.
Yeah, and he might have just been
That's what
yesing
Will
me.
was reminding me the other day that I need to start doing live events again. The one I did was with JFK. That's pretty much they did two of them. One was very small. I came late. I wasn't advertised, but I was there. Like that's basically all I've done.
can't get this hat.
I don't like to go out anymore.
Brando,
But
you can't get
people are
this.
talking about the violin. They want to see you play the violin and sing for them tonight. But I don't know.
Oh, not
No,
tonight.
We're off traffic. We said
no.
Kelsey
Sorry.
Fitzsimmons. We need to get to Kelsey
No,
Fitzsimmons maybe at the
no,
end if we have
no.
time.
I am not going to be playing live on YouTube. I have
Thank
enough
God.
reason for people to try to make fun of me, but
No,
I
shut
have
up.
temporarily
Stop
took a
being
break
such
from
a
music, and I'm hoping
victim.
to get back into it. So you never know, folks,
Jesus.
when I might whip out. It's actually an electric violin that I have.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Maybe see this now. I'm thinking before we're gonna get to Kelsey, but now
Oh
I'm
my
thinking we can
God.
combine the two things that we used to do. I used to do events. You used to play music. Maybe we can combine them and have like one event.
That'll,
Probably
because
not.
it's great. And I've
Yeah.
always said when you've streamed trials and certain hearings, that sometimes is beneficial to someone like me. I just
Oh.
want to watch it. I want to give the view and the patronage to the honorable content creator without some commentary. Sometimes I don't want to hear some of the BS.
Yeah,
that
I feel
comes out of other
like I do
creators.
that for me too, because like a lot of times I'll be walking dogs too, but I still want to stream it, and listen to it.
Yeah.
So while I'm walking the dogs, I got the phone going. I'm
get it.
listening to it while I'm walking the dogs, and then I can come
Me
home at
too.
night and we can talk about it. Like that's what I as a listener too. And
Do the math, Brando. You can't buy
I feel like
that
it's better to
hat,
talk
dude.
about it after.
I wouldn't be comfortable commenting on Afro Man as a lawyer who guests other than to say I've been watching it and it's pretty unbelievable of a case. I mean, I actually didn't know anything about it until
Oh, look at it.
I started reading
Nina's
up
in
on
the
it
chat, everybody.
recently, and that's
Nina.
why I've been so grateful to have seen that you've been streaming it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow.
The
because
fake
now
bus
the
stop
defense
lady.
has some witnesses. I have no idea who the witnesses are, but they said they got some people showing up. So that's
right. Well,
this is going to get interesting.
There was the other big national case, Corey Richins, that came down with a guilty verdict yesterday. And she, if I understood it correctly, because I've been quite busy over the last few days, she didn't call a single witness in her own defense. I
No,
hope
she
I'm
didn't.
accurate when I say that.
All right.
I was following her case actually leading up to the trial, and then my schedule completely tanked. But I don't love,
He
I
doesn't want to
never
go
love
anywhere
when
either.
a criminal defendant does not call a witness on his or her behalf. That tells a jury, whether you intend it or not, that you ain't got nothing there. And even though the burden rests
Can
with
you
the
believe it?
prosecution at all times, if you're not going to call a single witness on your behalf, you're sending a subliminal message to that jury that you got nothing. It's a different
no
thing if
kidding.
you, the defendant, don't testify. That is understandable. And there are jury charges that
I like when she thinks she's giving us insight into shit, and she never has, not once.
are read in the different states to explain to a jury. The defendant doesn't have to testify. You're not allowed to draw an adverse inference from that. But as far as we're talking about calling witnesses, like if there's going to be defense witnesses for Afro Man, I'm here for it. And I'll be driving tomorrow for a better part of the day. So I would definitely say that I'm going to be listening. It's going to be exciting.
It's
I'm gonna
tremendous.
start that
I'm
one
so
early
glad.
tomorrow.
So
I'm starting
happy.
before the court. I'm doing that whole thing.
Okay,
We do the pregame even.
I have to for a
I'm
couple
amped
minutes,
up.
buddy.
This has gotten me amped
I'm
up.
sorry.
He's from
I
the
have to.
cannabis space, which I like.
My arm's going
from the music
numb.
space, but getting sued for
Okay, I'm
defamation is
sorry.
something I'm very familiar with now,
It's
and
a
it feels
little
very
raw.
Love
eerie.
you, buddy.
Yeah, but I didn't go as far
Did
as
as
he
long
did.
as I
That's the
could.
thing. I was very on my case at least. There could be. You never know in the future.
I had to
You
let
never
him
know what you can
down.
say. But he's it's funny because it looks like a jury, and I think he's playing to the jury, so it's going to be interesting to see if he wins. Over
Almost pulled a muscle.
We'll see.
We will see.
We will
Let's
see.
talk about Kelsey Fitzsimmons because there's a lot that's happened.
Yeah. All right, give me 1 minute, everybody. I'm gonna keep this going for a second. I gotta go get him squared away.
And there's been a lot of filings. There was this huge court hearing. We could even play some video from it tonight.
Sure.
What do you want to start? What do you want to say about Kelsey Fitzsimmons tonight? What do you think is important?
Yeah. So Kelsey's case, I think I started watching it and reading about it when everybody else up in your neck of the woods did. It became a very important case and issue due to the questions surrounding the incident. We'll call it the incident. I'm sure we'll be more detailed, but also it kind of came on the cusp or in the wake of the Karen Reed case. So I was like, woof, all right, I got to follow this. And I've been following it ever since. I would say that ultimately Kelsey's matter is, I mean, it's deeply personal to me. I'm a mother. I too experienced, I won't say postpartum, but I definitely had the baby blues after one of my children was born. Why do I feel like I'm the only person on the screen right now? It does appear that way. Hopefully Mike is still there. But oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You can,
Sometimes
you
I
can
just
hide.
want to duck out so I can drink coffee.
Go duck out. It's okay. I just want to make sure like there's someone driving the ship.
I prefer to look at you than myself. That's the other thing. Sorry.
All right. Well, you're in a crowd of one when it comes to that
Peekaboo.
regard.
Yeah.
But as far as Kelsey's matter is concerned, I can relate not only as a female, but someone who I experienced baby blues, which I'm not officially equating to postpartum depression, and I was never diagnosed with that. But also the issues involving just how the incident took place, why law enforcement, including her partner and others, and Justin, her baby's father, and now former fiance, were permitted actually in the residence. What happened in the room? That's going to be obviously the sentinel issue here as far as what happened. And I don't really know the proper YouTube lingo. So in terms of whether we talk about guns and weaponry and what she's been charged with, in certain words, not to say, you'd think I'd know that by now. But I will ultimately say it's going to boil down to, yes, he said, she said. I mean, did she draw her weapon on Noonan, I think his name is, her partner or former partner? Was she drawing that weapon to hold it to her own head because she felt like her world was caving in around her? Someone's there to take her child. I don't know, but it goes further than that. It's not, as far as I'm concerned, a he said, she said between her and Noonan. We're going to have a real in-depth look at the trial, and I'm confident the prosecution will raise these issues and the defense vis-a-vis Tim Bradel will raise these issues, but there's other issues. Are we going to be talking about whether her drawing her gun at all would have been perceived as an assault with a deadly weapon or potential assault with a deadly weapon? Was Noonan, and someone's going to correct me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but was he justified in the use of force that he used? I mean, I can tell your audience just based upon my prior experience representing police, which predated my current area of specialty over the last 20 something years, that it's really not something that police are trained to strongly contemplate during that pivotal moment. If someone's drawing a weapon, you can't sit there and think, well, what is she doing? Is she placing a gun to her head? Is she pointing it at me? You've got to make split-second decisions. And I don't tend to go back and Monday morning quarterback these things, saying he should have been more reasonable in how he perceived a level of threat that was right before him. I don't feel that Noonan, is that it? Mike, I got to ask, is that his name? The partner?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I don't want to misstate him, but I don't, in thinking about what he did, I don't even think he should have been there. I mean, there should have been some type of distance between who was coming to the home and there to apprehend her pursuant to the order for her own safety and that of her child. I don't think it should have involved anyone who had anything more than an arm's length relationship with her. Also, as many people have said, the weapons, or singular or plural, should have been secured before anything happened. So there should be really strong testimony, and I don't know if it's going to come out, but there should be strong testimony coming from the defense that there were measures taken or
I'm
not
sorry, guys. I don't
by law
hate you. I
enforcement
just had to go
that
do something real quick.
escalated
Sorry.
a level of concern and or anxiety, fear on the part of
What is she
Kelsey,
saying
and
now?
that if
Yeah, his name's
measures
Noonan.
had been taken, like different officers that were not
Dark,
really
yeah. Hold on.
affiliated with her at such a close
dark in here.
level, if Justin was not permitted to have been anywhere in the proximity, if there was not some level of surprise, we're
Oh,
here
God.
to just disrupt your whole life, that
He's
things
getting
could have been
rambunctious in
handled
there.
in a more measured and controlled fashion, especially because one of those issues that she appears to be advancing, and I have questions about it after the hearing the other day,
Yeah.
but one of those issues is her mental status at the time that
You're kidding me, Nan. That's one of the factors? Wow. I mean, that's a lawyer's take, definitely, because I hadn't figured that one
the
out.
child was taken from her and that We're in a position where you look at it and say,
You guys know that?
was her world falling apart around her? But what was her condition mentally at the time that her world was falling apart? If they're going to
Wait,
take
wait,
her
wait,
child
wait, wait,
pursuant
wait,
to an
wait,
order,
wait, 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 wait.
or they're going
Hey,
to take her into
guys,
custody.
listen. Please don't do any of this in my thing. All right? Can we not do that? Please.
You have to look at the full array of her world at that time. And I don't feel that, and I don't mean any offense, but I've said this before. I don't feel that men fully grasp the level and depth and breadth of postpartum depression and how that affects a woman. And one of the things that I know from experiencing baby blues is that, as upset as I
Baby
was
blues.
when I experienced them,
It's all
I
over
obviously
now.
was never going to hurt my child, but everything I was doing was for my child. I need to protect my child, but I'm so down and
Yeah,
depressed.
we've kind of known. See, this is what I'm talking about with her. Yeah, what she's saying is true, but we've known this. Like, for how long have we known about this?
So, from a personal experience as a woman, it was my experience where I would have done anything to protect my child, even though I was sure feeling down and tired and exhausted. And I dare say maybe she felt a little that herself, although I just don't have the personal experience of PPD, but it is relevant. And I would add, because it was something that I heard, and maybe I misheard it during the hearing the other day, and I was listening to it through another channel. And I was commenting, it was JFK, and I was commenting to JFK
No.
during that
What,
channel,
what,
during that hearing in
what
the
is
chat.
going on in the?
It sounded to me,
whatever is going on, and I don't know because I can barely control what I'm doing up here. Let's not do anything in here, okay? Please, I don't know why we got to do this here. Nobody should be leaving. Nobody should be timing out people unless they're being, complete crazy people in the chat. Can we just not do that, please? All right. No, I'm all fucked up.
and maybe your chat can correct me, but it sounded to me that Kelsey's attorney, Tim Bradle, is looking to distance the defense from mental health related issues and postpartum depression in how
Is he?
either jurors
Is he doing
are
that?
potentially selected through the questionnaire and or in the course of the trial itself, that PPD and mental health would not necessarily be an important focal point for the defense to advance. That was a takeaway I took. Now, I disagree with that. I think that you can't effectively, or you'd be handicapped in effectively defending the charge against Kelsey without really, not solely relying upon postpartum depression and her mental health status, but it needs to be discussed. It's an important.
I don't think that's what he's doing, man. To be quite honest with you, I don't know. Why is she saying that? I don't get it.
Issue, and if it's not heavily relied upon and it's not used to screen jurors through questionnaires, then the jurors are being deprived of an important ingredient in the whole, in this soup. There's soup that they're going to be fed through the course of this trial. And I don't mean anything negative when I say that. I, as a defense attorney, would want the jury.
So she's throwing shade on Bradle. Is that what I'm getting at here? Is that what we're doing?
All of the elements of the soup. This is what she was experiencing. This is how she must have felt or did feel when her child was being taken from her and she was, went to the other room. What was her mental state? What are the classic and sometimes not so classic signs of either a mental health breakdown, some type of psychological breakdown, postpartum depression? I also, if it matters, would want a jury comprised of more females from different age brackets. But if it matters, my opinion is younger females, mothers, women in their childbearing years, because they will be able to relate to this. Women of older generations, and no, YouTube and X, I'm not one of them. I'm still young. No,
All right, lady, relax. Didn't you just say a couple minutes ago you can really relate with what she's going through because you're a mom but you're not
but the
not
point is,
old.
women of older generations who have had children,
She's not
while
one
they
of them.
have indeed experienced or may have experienced baby blues or postpartum depression, the level of awareness at the time of what that was and the stigma that is sometimes associated with it is just different. People weren't talking about postpartum depression 40 years ago to the point where it's a
What, they weren't?
real
Let me
thing.
ask you this though, because why do you think Bradel and the defense did that? If you don't
So-
agree with it, why would they go?
Oh, so they're taking on this whole thing. Bradel is pitching the wrong defense here. So that's what we're going with this.
Wait, what are they thinking? Like, I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay, so let me qualify it by saying I think I think I heard it right. Okay, so
Yeah.
some of these things I hear on the fly. I don't know. I don't know why they would go that route. I try to play
Baker is absolutely welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened, and I'm not going to go back and like look at the whole thing. But yeah, that's not a thing. Jesus. All right.
play it out. I believe I've seen people speculating, so I'm just going to speak to what I've seen people speculating. I've seen on social media that some people are speculating that if the defense relies too
Oh, Jay Brill just popped up in the chat. About a year and a half before this, she went to a call of a murder, suicide, a mother, and yeah, we know that caused a lot of her issues. But I don't know what they're trying to do here.
too heavily on mental health related issues or postpartum depression, that either A, Kelsey may have a harder time getting her child back, okay, which is a separate matter. That's
Are they just trying to throw shade on Bradel because he's Turtle Boy's lawyer? I mean, let's just call it out for what it is. Is that what they're doing?
etc. That's
It can
different
be
than-
used against her in there. if
Right.
yeah, whatever she says. And yeah.
or B, that this may indeed, if it's too heavily relied upon, that she may have a more difficult time getting her certification back and restored to work. That if there's documented mental health related disorders, that she may
I mean, really? Come on, man.
be challenged moving forward. I don't know if that's true, but I saw enough people speculating about it for me to say, And my answer to this issue is, if I were defending her, as I said, I think it has to be part of the soup. But those are family matters, and that's her job. So if those are the considerations, and I mean no critique of Tim Bradel, I think he's an excellent lawyer. But if those are the considerations that they want to just soft shoe or soft pedal issues of mental health, if those are the
But he represents a reprehensible cult member.
I can hear it now.
issues that they want to just tap dance around it lightly, those are not the most important things right now. The most important thing is get an acquittal, get the criminal charge
Trying to read the chat,
dismissed
too.
or no caused, be acquitted, and then that will give you all of the ammunition you need to successfully regain custody of your child, to hopefully get your job back. I mean, the acquittal will help her get her job back. And
She doesn't even know the names involved, and she's going to sit here and attack the finer points of the defense.
acquittal will
I
also
don't
help
I don't know.
bolster any
You know what he's
family
doing?
court claim. And if it is PPD, and I don't dig into all of the discovery, I don't know what all of the documentation is of what her condition is or was. But I can tell you, if it was postpartum depression, that's transient. We call it transient. It's going to come and it's going to go. And I dare say, if it has gone and it was PPD, then now, while PPD can come and go, now it's compounded with, 8 more months of being without your child? I mean, now you're talking about called a superseding event.
Yeah, are you telling me it makes it Man, the pause. You telling me it makes it worse? Man, yeah. I mean, that would track.
It is now compounding how depressed, and I'm not diagnosing her, but how depressed she may have felt at the time of the incident. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a position
Even Mike's looking at it with speculation these
where
days.
your son has been taken from you, and there's all of the, pardon my French, fuckery that's going on with the
Oh, there's New Hampshire dude. He was in the chat earlier giving me a hard time for having a cat. There he is. New Hampshire dude. Let's all give it a number 1 for Nan back at it. Woohoo. Giving me a hard time for having a cat earlier, though. Dickhead.
Layans, aliens, whatever we're calling them.
Like,
Yeah, like, I mean, the woman, I saw her outside of court. I saw her in court through my tablet and my phone the other day. She's holding her head up and holding herself together, and is, as I say, you're holding yourself together with duct tape and band-aids. Okay, she misses her son. So I was really, and we could talk about it, Mike, but I was really happy to see that she can get her own apartment or residence and not have to be under parental supervision. That's one major step in the right direction to get her own solitary, independent footing so she can successfully regain, hopefully, joint or shared custody of her son. So I don't know what Bradel is doing. I'm not criticizing him.
No. You're not criticizing him at all. You just spent the past 20 minutes criticizing him.
I just think if they want to downplay mental health, I feel that may be.
I don't think
an
he's
error.
done that.
I wouldn't do that because of other related things that I'm speculating about. But you know what? I don't represent her. I don't know all of the what's in the caves and the skeletons in the closet in that regard.
What?
So I would defer to any competent certified criminal trial attorney to really make those game time decisions. And I hope it works out for him. I actually don't remember where the judge landed on the issue.
What are you talking about?
For hearing, if it was it today?
She's like, I have no idea what's going on, and I would defer to, her attorney that knows the ins and outs of the case. But I can tell you from sitting here, I think he's doing a shit job. I mean, is she not saying that?
I guess, which is what, tomorrow. What were you saying? Say that again.
Say that again, man. Go ahead.
At what point the judge?
So I don't remember where the judge landed in terms of what will be included at a trial, whether there's going to be postpartum
I don't think he
depression or
decided
mental
that
health.
stuff yet. Maybe I missed it, but it didn't seem like he made a declaration on it yet. I'm sure he was just kind of probably sussing it out.
And I think
we have some other questions here.
Questionnaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This keeps coming up. This is because we were talking about her state of mind and the PT, the all of what we just mentioned, and what it seems like Bradel's trying to exclude. Law Wifey asked if they thought she was that dangerous, why was she given her firearm and allowed to work? Doesn't make sense. And why was she allowed to have the baby too? Like there was so much that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If all of that was
Give me a
true,
break.
is that maybe going to come into play? Do you think Bradel will use that a lot? Yeah.
Yeah, Law Wifey, such a great point there, because those are things that are going to, unless somehow excluded by the judge, which I have not heard that they would be, what you've written there, those are things that would tend to prove that she was just fine. Yeah, she got her job.
Yeah, the fact that they gave her a clean bill of health and she was cleared to work. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get it, man. Yeah, we know
back,
that.
Or the
of course you'd want to bring it up.
Was seeking or getting her job back, whatever she achieved right before the incident through pushback on her part, she has her weapon. She had her child. She was in a position where she could remain alone with her child. These are all indicators that she would have been perfectly fine. And these rebut or push back at any allegations.
We know what the word means, Nan. Jesus Christ.
Justin,
rebut or push back, if you will. That means oppose.
On behalf of the prosecution, may try to advance that she was a risk to her child. That's how you do it.
For all you fifth graders out there, that's what that word means.
You present evidence, which is back to what I was saying before, Mike. That's why a defendant should present witnesses on his or her own behalf, because whether it's the defendant himself or herself, which sometimes there's reasons not to testify for your own protection, but it's always a good idea to call witnesses on your behalf if you have ones who are going to testify.
Yeah. Is she really telling us it's a good idea to call witnesses on your behalf? in a trial? I mean, this is the stuff that she says. And then wonders why people are like, man, what do you, yeah, no shit.
Credibly.
We have a common question that keeps coming up today. It's one that
Oh.
I have too. What do you think, Nan? Should Kelsey go for a bench trial or in front of a jury? Which would
No.
you tend to go
Yeah.
towards on this one?
I know there's mixed feelings on this. I believe that there should be a jury trial, especially because the judge, whose name I don't know, but he seemed pretty okay to me. I saw him get a little bit of criticism the other day. This is a male judge, and I don't mean to make this strictly gender related, but as I said before, men just generally don't fully understand the depth and breadth of PPD.
So it's
I
got to
think
be a
in the
woman
hands
judge?
of one individual.
Did you see the last woman judge that was in on this, Nan? Did you see her? Yeah, her name's McCarthy Nyman. And she was an awful, terrible bitch. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, is she serious right now?
Individual, meaning a jurist like this judge, may backfire. Now, a jury, you never know. You never know with a judge.
You
If
never
it
know.
were me, I'd present it to a jury, and I'd give it one hell of an effort to try to aim for an acquittal. I am forecasting this, though.
You'd aim for an acquittal? Really? You don't say.
I mean, she's got some challenges. Kelsey, in some respects, is in a position where there may be individuals who feel like the minute she drew that weapon, a certain set of events, a cascading set of events, was put into place. The officer Noonan was then in a position
So we know which way Nan is leaning.
where whichever way her gun was pointing, whether it was out of a holster or out of a drawer and pointed or about to be pointed, the officer is going to say, I thought that she was going to do X, Y, or Z. And
Yeah, we know what the
may be
officer
found to have been reasonable, meaning a reasonable police officer would have been justified in the use of force used back.
People wonder
I don't
why.
know. Kelsey has challenges here. For anybody who feels like,
Yeah, she's on trial. Of course she has challenges.
this is black and white, I would strongly disagree with them. This is definitely a shades of gray type of case. I just simply would encourage people to,
And if it wasn't for Bradle screwing it up, she'd be in a lot better position.
try to put
Right?
yourselves in both
What I'm
sides'
hearing.
shoes
Exactly.
and figure
That's
out
what I'm trying to do. But you know,
Yeah.
I still feel like there's a lot more that we're going to see
yeah.
about Justin and this Noonan, but we'll see. But you know, it's funny because Law Junkie 33 doesn't agree with you. Says bench trial in this case with this judge. But I'm agreeing with you because I feel like this guy, he's not terrible, but he's still a dude, and he's still kind of,
He's
I
still
can
a
tell he's
dude.
just a stereotypical dude. He's not like I don't think he's thinking about this like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would want it in front of some women. I want some women on the jury to have a say on this one. And I feel like jury trial's better. Do you want to say anything quick on this
Yeah.
before we go?
So-
Because you
so
kind of did mention you
Law
thought.
Junkie, first of all, it's an ask for Law Junkie. I'd love, and I'm not going to read it like Mike's going to have to pull it out for me, but I'd love to hear why you feel that way, because I'm never afraid to have my mind changed or to think of things that I never thought of before. And I'd be interested. Why do you feel that way? Because, and I don't want to change your mind. Judges, okay, just so everyone understands, when you have a judge who's the sole arbiter, the sole decider of
Yeah, that's what a judge does. Yep. They are.
what's
Yep,
on
we know that. Go ahead.
that judge will know the facts and the law. So I'm using he because this judge is a he. There are female judges too, but he will be able to, in quick format and really expedited manner, be able to decide, okay, what happened here, what happened there, what happened here, and knows the case law, has a law clerk helping. I don't know if this fact pattern lends itself to a successful resolution for Kelsey.
What is she talking about? Is she saying Kelsey has a shit case and a shit lawyer? I mean, what are we talking about?
But
is that what we're getting
definitely
at?
let me know, Law Junkie, and I'm loving the comments that are coming in. So
One person said dudes have daughters. It's a tough call. Does this guy have a daughter though? You know, you're taking a chance. Like,
And maybe he has a wife who experienced it. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. I think that's the thing. Like, you never know with one person. It's too much chance to take with one person. If you have, I don't know, what's a jury? How many is she going to get on this one? I don't even know. Like,
I believe it's 12. Although
I think it would be 12.
There may be. I didn't look at the
But
statutes.
there's 12 life experiences there. So it's much more likely somebody has that kind of situation and can say, "Hey, this happened to me," and the rest will get it more.
You ever play roulette? Okay,
Yes.
or your audience. See, this is the way I look at it.
Play
And I
roulette?
have tried bench trials to success and to failure. But roulette, think about just putting all your chips on red or black, right?
Right.
So you're making your bet all in on red, all in on black.
Right.
And you got a 50-50 shot as to whether you're going to hit.
You're saying this purples or something?
But if you were to take your chips and spread them across the board on the numbers and say, okay, I'm going to try this number, I'm going to try that number, I'm going to spread them out here, I'm going to pad it around the edges on the table, I'm hoping to increase my chances for a successful win at the roulette table. I don't know the statistics. I'm certainly not a statistician, but I personally, and with my professional experience, would rather than just the black or white. That's what the judge is going to do.
Yeah.
And spread that risk around the table a little bit. Life experiences of jurors, being able to pick up on their temperaments, play upon their level of interest in the evidence and their means of deducing credibility of witnesses, which will be very important in this case. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it's better to have 11 chances.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
That's how I feel. And
wouldn't it be nice to just, spread your bets across the board so you had everything covered? And what are you talking about, Nan?
Don't know. I think it is 12, although some states, and
12,
I didn't read the statute in preparation for tonight, but some states will allow you to have less jurors on
depending on what type of charges too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, that's pretty much what a bench trial
Hey,
is.
Olivia, how you doing?
A jury of one, the judge.
It's a jury of one, and there are benefits too. I mean,
yeah, sometimes
the
it's a
judges
law case, and you're going to win with a judge.
Yep.
This one's a little more complicated. It's not so black and white. I don't think. We'll see.
It's not.
The
Is
thing
anything
too,
black?
I think the hardest thing about the
what are they talking
prosecution for
about?
them to win. Ultimately, there's no. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they'll present something in the prosecution, but I don't.
I feel like Mike's not with her on this. That's just kind of what it feels like to me.
See them having any conclusive proof to be able to show that she conclusively did pull that gun and point at him. I think it's going to come down to it. He said, she said, and he's obviously got reasons why he's going to say what he said because,
right.
It's not going to look good for his career if what happened is what she said happened. So, there's a conflict for his testimony. And
it's going to be,
it
is going to be
the prosecution's going to be able to get over that when it's him versus her. It's who do you believe? I know a lot of people just believe the cops every time, but they're kind of both cops.
She's also a cop.
That's unusual. So I just feel like he said, she said, especially if you have women on the jury, a lot of times the women are going to say, you know what? This dude fucked up. They're going to blame it on the dude a lot of times. I feel like not always, because some women,
I don't know. A lot of women hate it too.
That's the funny thing. But there are some women who.
Nan's got something to say. Look at her chomping at the bit, looking like a sea urchin.
Woman in that situation. So do you think it's going to come down to that? And is there anything that they're going to have that's going to overcome that? Like that he said, she said aspect of this whole thing.
So it's these are great observations, Mike, that you're making. The issue becomes when it's he said, she said, which this is, that does not necessarily correlate, although it should. It does not necessarily correlate to an acquittal, meaning a dismissal of the charge. So juries don't look and say, well, it's Kelsey's word against Noonan, and I don't know, they are a wash. She's saying this, he's saying that. That's actually true, but what juries will then do is make credibility deductions.
You're kidding me.
Say, well,
juries will go back into the deliberation room and then and be like, you mean it's not a wash every time, Nan? Are you kidding me? This is the shit she says.
Who seemed more credible? And look, it's law enforcement. So from a societal standpoint, we're supposed to trust law enforcement. And this guy, Justin, who's the baby's father, sure seems credible. So, I mean, I'm hypothesizing. I don't think he's going to come off credibly, but they're going to look at all of the tentacles and say, okay, in looking at this and looking at that, and what has been said about her behaviors and her temperament. Why would law enforcement do this? He would never have shot his partner, but for the fact that he felt he was in imminent harm or made a reasonable decision to.
Yeah, that's what he's going to say. Yeah, that's right. That's what he's going to say. We know this.
His trigger without really having enough time to think otherwise. I mean, juries tend, not always, to entrust in law enforcement.
Okay, so this is why everybody thinks Nan sucks. Because look at the position she's taken here. To start out with it, first she's shitting on Brando because she doesn't think he has the right defense about mental health and, you know, he's not doing the right thing. And it just down the line, just listen to her whole thing.
A lot's going to depend on whether Kelsey testifies. I think she has to, in my opinion. This is not one of those types of fact patterns that lends itself.
Everybody says that. They have to testify. Every friggin' case I hear, they have to testify. They have to testify. Then they don't end up testifying. And, you know, and depending on what they're talking about, it goes the way you think it's gonna. Why does she have to testify?
You don't have to testify, Kelsey. I mean, there's no one who was in that room except her and.
Well, isn't that the way most crimes are?
Have to testify.
Isn't that the way most crime? Like, what is she talking about?
You think she will have to testify?
I do. She obviously has a right to not testify.
No, we know.
But if she doesn't,
we know.
No one else is going to be able to tell her side of things. So this isn't that type of fact pattern where I would reasonably expect her to even exercise her right not to testify. Wow. So I think she's going to have to. And if she's listening, or her family and
I'm not listening to you, dude.
I would say
definitely not.
Definitely come across strong. You've got to come across strong.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
And be confident. I mean, that's what I would tell my client.
Wow. Do you think she should?
No. Wouldn't you tell them come off weak, come off unsure, come off afraid, apprehensive? Wouldn't you tell them that? Yeah.
Good. I wonder if she will. And I think her family might be watching. I wouldn't know if she's watching.
Yeah. I don't like. I will say this. I won't say should. I think she. I will say I think she has to testify if she wants to get.
I don't think she should testify. I think she has to testify.
Her means of defense forward. I mean, there was no one else in the room. And
right, which is how most crimes happen. Right? There's not a fucking ton of people to see what's going on. That's how a lot of stuff happens.
Popped up by Valerie. Please stop paying money to the young jerks to get my
attention.
I
like it. Tell her to send
Valerie.
We're not going to post it. But if she's trolling you, we're not going to post it. But we'll take the $4.99. Let's take the $4.99 and just ignore it. This is another troll. I want to address this one because, like, I don't know if my moms are blocking this Jamie Kenny or whatever. I don't even care. They don't need to. But because here we're trying to be fair to both sides. Honestly, I invited Justin to talk to me, come on my show. Noonan, any of them, they want to come, they want to talk to me, even off the record. I welcome it. But Jamie Kenny, this is not factual. This is not factual because Jamie Kenny says she is guilty of attempted murder of police officers. It's funny you say that because they tried to indict her for attempted murder and they failed. And you know that they can indict a ham sandwich. So they didn't have enough evidence to get her on attempted murder. So you're wrong on that, Jamie.
Yeah.
At least as far as the court's concerned. The court didn't have enough evidence.
I feel like that's a plan.
Grab Mike said, pay if you want until proven guilty of whatever charges go to trial. And back to Mike's point, there wasn't enough to indict her on that. So not only are you wrong by saying she's guilty, you're an idiot if you think there's any attempted murder of police officers.
Fuck around
so
by now.
Go on your way. Next time they'll do it in the form of a super chat.
Next time I'll tear you to shreds.
Grab Mike said, pay. If you want us to deal with your stupidity, you got to pay something for it.
They
Well,
should
he
appreciate I
did.
put it up on the screen. So
And so didn't Val, but you didn't show her thing.
But
Yeah, you should.
that should, yeah, and you should be like honor me now because I put it on the screen. So give me $5 because someone else just gave us $5 and we're not putting it on the screen because she aggravates me.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm not-
you're disproving her point. So if you want to troll, give us money to do it, and then you didn't put her thing up. So
Wait, like
You're
I like that she
lying.
said $4.99 though. That was like probably the best thing she's done all week.
It's probably also the only
What?
thing she can afford.
let me guess. Nice pause there, Nan. Coming up, Danvers State Hospital. She probably belongs to
But
Danvers State
I
Hospital.
digress. Let's go. Let's move
I thought we were
forward.
gonna be nice. Let's not care about them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
But
can
anyway,
get someone. We can look up. This is funny. We're trying to be nice over here, but we are having laughter. The chat, you guys are killing me.
sorry. You know,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
sometimes-
What
bust
even
that one out.
happened? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Nobody has an idea what you're talking about.
Let's
We
move on.
All right. Sorry about that.
Oh, our chat is killing me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say something else on that?
So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that she should testify. I legitimately would say, I believe she has to testify
has to
if she wants to
testify.
be able to even get her, you know, we're talking about he said, she said defense type of scenario. She can't say anything if she doesn't testify. Brando can't say it for her. Other people can't say it for her if they weren't in the room. That's hearsay. That doesn't come into evidence. So I do feel, and I think I'm correct, that the only
what'd
way
she just
her
say?
side of
What'd
this,
you
Brando
just say?
can't say it for her. Other people can't say it for her if they weren't in the room. That's hearsay.
Yeah, other people can't say for it. And we know what hearsay is. So, whenever there's been a he said, she said in a trial, they have to testify. Is that what she's saying? I mean,
That doesn't come into evidence. So I do feel, and I think I'm correct, that the only way
I
her
think I'm
side of the story
correct.
is going to come in is through her testimony. Plus, if there is
What if it comes in through others' testimony? Other people's
Any-
testimony.
effort to undermine the credibility of Justin Alayan, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, the father of the child, she would be one of a set of people.
But wait a minute. This trial isn't exactly about Justin Alayan. Yeah, he is a piece of it. But this is about the Noonan cop and Kelsey Fitzsimmons, correct? I mean, what is she talking about?
Who could provide testimony that would undermine his credibility. There's some other things that have developed recently, which are going to be sticky wickets for him or flies in the ointment,
Well, maybe if they're let in, but you don't know that.
so to speak. You know, the things that the judge ultimately has or will decide come into trial, like whether he's consuming marijuana outside of the house, whether he's the residence, whether he's broken into, and I don't know if it comes into evidence or not, but whether he's broken into the home after the incident to take and or destroy evidence or take and or destroy Wi-Fi or any material in the house. And I don't know, your chat would have to correct me if the judge issued a ruling on that. But I would say that now that he's on what I understand to be some level of administrative leave from his position pending investigation of certain factors. I don't know if that's paid or not. Courts are often split nationally and statewide as to whether or not his administrative leave pending an investigation of his conduct, whether that comes into evidence or not. So your jury, excuse me, not your jury, your chat would have to tell me, oh yeah, the judge ruled on that. I don't think he has yet. So Justin's leave, if the judge hasn't issued a ruling on that, or if there is,
That's the thing, it hasn't been brought up yet because you know
Did it just
basically the last
happen?
thing they were trying to talk about the cannabis and the judge saying, well, cannabis is legal, I'm not going to rule on that, and basically push it off. But I think that's exactly what's going to happen now is that the defense is going to come back and say, well, now we have him on administrative leave, now we
Yeah.
got something.
that will
and,
be
you know,
that will be a good argument, Mike.
Yeah,
They
and
should.
there's been a lot about the video. There's, you know, the video system.
Yeah.
I was the first one saying this to everybody, even before the first videos came out. But now we've seen a ton of video from that surveillance system. I told them,
Yeah, but why is that going to come in the trial between her and the cop that shot her. Right? Am I missing something here? Well, why would all that stuff come in this particular trial between her and the cop that shot her? Yeah, that stuff can go towards her probate family stuff, but would it necessarily come in? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys would probably know more about it, but
Everyone, this video surveillance system is going to come into play. It's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
big in this
doesn't.
case.
Yeah.
The video that's been released, like him breaking down the door.
Well, that's not relevant in this trial. At least I don't. Is it? I don't see how. Like, if they try saying she's a lunatic, right? They try saying, she's a loose cannon. And then they have Justin to come in to say, yeah, I think she's a loose cannon. You know what I mean? That she's been my girlfriend. I have a child with her. And they let that in. But you can't turn around. Maybe you can. You can't turn around as her attorney to try to discredit him. I don't see how that comes in. But
Him going into the cellar. Do you think that's going to matter this much in her defense or not?
So the short
I could be 100%
in my
wrong.
opinion, it should matter. Those are the types. That's the way I lawyer. That's the way I defend criminal cases, where I say this is relevant. Look at this guy. He's a complete perpetrator. After the fact, he was clearly in there looking for something.
But when do you get to be able to bring that in? What are you talking about, Nan? I don't know.
Or to do something, destroy or take something. And I have made arguments before different judges in different states, and some
are they getting things conflated?
Like some say it's irrelevant, Miss Gallagher. It happened after the events. It is not in any way probative, or more likely than not to prove that Kelsey in the room at the time of the incident did or did not draw her weapon with an intent.
Now, how would him breaking into her house after the fact come in as evidence in this particular case? Yeah, I think he's an absolute scumbag, but I don't know, maybe she's telling us
to injure or cause Noonan to be in imminent apprehension of bodily harm. I've had judges say, yeah, it's relevant. It shows poor character, poor conduct, bad behavior,
how does one thing connect to the other? Can somebody tell me?
Motives on the part of Justin. So that's the longer answer for you. I don't know what a judge is going to say. If it were me,
what does Justin in his whacked out shit, which is crazy, have to do in this particular trial when you're talking about, whether you believe, she held a gun to her head or pointed it at Noonan, and like, how does what she's saying connect here? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't get it.
It is relevant. What was he up to? It undermines his not only credibility, as does his potential administrative leave or consequences, but also I've never heard Justin speak. I did not watch. I think there was a recent interview of him. If he generally comes across as this kind of good looking, squeaky clean kind of guy, and hey, believe me, wink, wink, I'm the game show host with the sparkly eyes kind of guy.
What are you talking about?
Then I absolutely want a jury to understand this guy's a real jerk. Don't believe what you're seeing.
Yep. Justin's a jerk. We get it. How does it tie in?
During an interview, or don't believe when he comes in all polished up and prepped by a prosecutor on the stand. You got to understand that that's all great, but looks can be deceiving. This guy, look what he did to the home and at the home of his fiance, who at the time was fighting for her life in a hospital.
Now, am I right? Like, they could bring him in to be like, like I said a couple minutes ago, she's a loose cannon, you know, and she's crazy, blah, 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 blah. They don't get to like have a trial within a trial and turn around and be like, well, look at this shit that Justin did. And, you know, maybe they can do that in some kind of, I don't know, though. It just doesn't seem right.
After the incident, like what were his motives? We should be able to question him about that and get answers about it.
Now, family court, right? When she goes, you know, or if there's it doesn't seem to be any criminal charges against him, right? So maybe in family court, when she goes to get like full custody or something like that, it might come in then. But what she's saying right now about Justin breaking into the house, like I don't understand how that.
About it. So I hope a judge
Doesn't
lets that in.
No, well,
You are muted though, unless I'm.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm also just checking my emails because I guess something new came out, but I don't see it in my email. So maybe I
I'm
didn't get it.
interested though, if while you're looking.
first of all, is that a wig? Put ones in the chat if that's a wig. I'm just asking because I don't know. I mean, look at my hair, right?
And I get it. Your chat probably, a lot of them are supportive of Kelsey, and I am as well. But I'm interested from your chat. Like,
4 ones.
Do you feel that video
Well, that counts as 4
surveillance
votes.
of Justin breaking into the home should come into evidence and be considered by a jury? And you know why? Like I'm interested because that's how I learn. That's what I would want to see if I were in the chat with you. So I'm not in the chat with you.
What? In the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so because it just shows that he's like willing to break down a door. It just like that doesn't seem.
Yeah,
right,
but how
you know?
does that?
Anyone, I think, human being can see that. Like
I
busting down
agree,
the door
but
after she just got shot and taken.
You're
Like,
conflating.
that's just like. I think we've all been there, maybe in the past, with somebody, whether it's a coworker or ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-friend.
How does
somebody
she
that
not
just
know
would
this?
go there, would break down your fucking door. Like that's just
Yeah.
that's not loving. That's not caring about someone. Like the only way I'm breaking down a door.
That's not an element of this case.
Because there wasn't a clicker. I was supposed to use the clicker in the garage to get in. I couldn't get in, so I broke the friggin' window to save the dog. That's it.
Oh,
To
you're a
save a
hero.
dog or a human being. But other than that, I'm not
Oh,
breaking into someone's
Christ's
house. Like that's
sakes.
just craziness. The customer was so happy. They were like, "Oh, I don't care. You broke my window. You saved my dog. It's
Oh my
King Troll, but you
God.
have to at least
The
be
fuck
$20
outta
or more."
At
to
least
get in
Oh,
one.
now they're asking for more money.
And you know
to
what?
be
They can get
trolled.
in an extra punch if they Venmo it, because then
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't take.
That's right.
It's 30%.
Yeah, we'll take the King Troll Venmo. Thank you.
I love
This is a
it,
good
but
question right
Fucking sea urchin.
here from Robert. Or comment. Because it's more of a comment, but it brings me to a question. If Kelsey took a plea deal, it would be time served. Considering that she did do some time already, and considering the time
She
probably
didn't
wouldn't
do
be that
some
much,
time
especially if she
already?
took a plea deal at this point.
Huh?
Do you think
Yeah.
she even considers it at all? It seems like they're not going to consider it. It seems like they're going for not guilty. But considering the situation, do you think there's any chance that she will even consider a plea deal at this point?
Wow.
yes. So Robert, great point. I mean, it would be, as far as my estimation, it would be time served at this point. There's reasons not to accept a plea deal. I mean, one is your
Yeah, of
client
course.
vehemently will not, and strenuously believes in their innocence. The other reasons are, your client, the defendant, may feel like, if I do that, well, you have to plead to something. Just so everyone understands, you don't just say, "Fine, I plead to this," or "I plead."
Hey guys, I can't make the goal thing work on YouTube. I made it work once, like last week. So I guess it comes to the grifting portion of the show. Like, subscribe, and support the channel if you like. If you like what Nan has to say here, or even if you don't.
Plead to that. In order to enter a plea,
And usually
you
we
have to
don't.
admit before a
And
judge.
I think she might
through
be confused with this whole Justin thing coming in as evidence.
answers to questions that either the judge.
He's a
or
lawyer,
the
though. He knows
prosecutor
better than
ask
me.
you to lay a factual predicate for what you're pleading guilty to. And if a defendant feels like, I can't admit to those things, I can't admit that I pulled a weapon and I pointed it and I intended to, or I understand that I reasonably could have caused some apprehension on Noonan's part that I was going to injure him. Like, sometimes people don't want to admit to things, the facts
Yeah,
that
no
may
shit.
belie the factual predicate. But also, and I don't know the answer to this, there may be reasons why there is no plea, or there was no plea, because it could thereafter affect Kelsey's future in law enforcement. So if there was any type of criminal conviction, of whether it's a felony or certain levels of misdemeanor, depending on the grade of the crime, that may affect her police productivity and prolific future career in that field. It could undermine whether or not she gets decertified.
Yeah, we get it.
It can affect a lot
Yeah,
of
I
different
get it.
things. So she's probably wrapping all of it together and making
Oh my God.
Oh,
that
so
is so
maybe
painful.
we'll
Oh,
raffle
hold
off
on,
some
I think-
wrestling medals. I
hold-
still I could use
Wrestling
it 'cause I gotta
medals.
say, I won. People know I won my civil defamation case.
I'm
And I'm
so
like,
proud.
oh, there's probably only gonna be one more bill. It's only gonna be a couple thousand. And then I get another bill, and it's like $7,000. And there's another bill. He's gonna bill me for the hearing too. So like I'm gonna owe probably another 8, 9, 10 grand already. Like, oh,
That
so
is so
maybe
painful.
we'll raffle off some wrestling medals. Does anyone want wrestling medals? No.
Wrestling medals. We'll raffle off some wrestling medals from 1989. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, like I will tell you as an aside, Mike, I've had that happen, and I learned early on that when you win for a client, they think, "Oh, okay, great. The
Over.
billing stops. So I'm not going to get
Yeah,
billed
no.
again." And
I knew
always,
there'd be another bill, but I didn't realize there was I was thinking like there's gonna be one more bill just for the hearing. And so like that will probably be not that much, like
yeah,
one day,
but
half a day. And so he hasn't billed me on that yet. But then I forgot that he had to do more preparation and research for the hearing. So like that's really what cost me the most. Like if I really look at all the time spent, it's the preparation and the research and the listening. And
No.
we need a JFK, Nan, Jay Brill, and Mike show.
Oh,
I think we do, and I think
Oh
contribute to an
no.
auction. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a little bit of thought, but it's actually something that an audience would really
We need
strongly
a
consider bidding
JFK,
on.
Nan, and
So give me
Jay
a few
Brill
days, because
and
that's
Mike
something
show.
that I might be
Ooh.
interested in doing. We'll have to see if some facts shake out in my personal.
You have to
professional
see
life,
if
but I may
Jay
be
Brill gets a vocabulary by then. Is that what you mean?
auctioning something off. Yeah, happy to contribute it to you.
See, I got a Vapor Brothers, but I'd probably get in trouble. I got in trouble on Facebook at one point because I was raffling. I had a sponsor from like a vape. They're nice vapors. Like they're like these boxes. But I still have one left, but I don't did a raffle it off because Facebook got mad at us. Harper says we need a JFK, Nan, Jay Brill, and Mike show. I think we do, and I think it would blow up the
What?
Twitter and Facebook,
yeah.
and everyone. It would go crazy. People on every side would be going.
You'll
nuts
go
over it.
crazy.
Well, just for the record, I'd be in on that. So
We
long
know
as
you
JFK understands, not overnight. I don't know how the man sleeps. How does he function? I'll do anything.
3 a.m. shows. I mean, I know I have a hard time. Like sometimes I
can't.
make them,
He's a rat-a-roll rat.
sometimes I don't.
I can't complain though, because he always gives me content that I can run to every morning. So like
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
look and I'll say, did they stream last night?
I listen
And
to him a lot in the morning. I do.
And sometimes, Mike, when I get up at like 4 something in the morning to go running, they're still going.
They're still
I'm like,
going, I
oh my
know.
God.
Forget it. Forget it.
But yeah, I would be very, if I were asked, I would love that. You guys
We're
are all
old,
such
and he's getting
sweethearts.
old too. That's a funny thing. He still goes that hard. He's not that young. I think he's around my age. He might be a little younger.
JFK is my age.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
a little,
But you
we're a
guys are
little
only
younger.
yeah, you're pretty much in my generation. You're just a little bit
Mhm.
younger, not too
Just
much.
a little.
Younger.
We're still Gen Xers.
You're
but
a couple years behind.
he and I talked about it when
Yeah.
the first time I met him last spring, and yeah, we're one right after the other. Yeah, I don't know how he does it though, because
I
mean,
don't no sleep.
and I think he'll be the first to say, like, he just works differently. That's,
He
he'll
works
go to
different.
the gym at 3 in the morning. I don't know. how he
That
does
will
that
get
either.
you going. That's what it is. You get that heart pumping early, then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't sleep. You're on a high. Like that's the way to do it. Actually, that's why I wake up every morning now. I do my 50 push-ups. It gets the heart pumping.
Maybe
First
we'll do
thing.
a push-up. We'll auction off like a video of you doing push-ups. Maybe people want to see that. By the way, how's your post-surgical eye doing?
Beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful.
I'm
Everything.
happy.
It was so good. Yeah, I'm like doing well. I wanted my lawsuit. I got my eyes fixed.
He farted so hard he
That's
blew
great.
his
I
eyeball
sent some
out.
prayers for you, and there's some other viewers, one special one of yours who I won't name, who recently had surgery as well, and I want to send positivity and healing vibes to her.
Right.
I saw her in your chat.
That's right. I hope
Yeah.
it went well for her too. Law Talkers says $50. See, this is what I'm talking about. We're not cheap over here.
Yeah.
I appreciate Charles though. He sent 5 as well. He's got some good comments tonight. Here's a comment. What evidence of misconduct by Stowe PD that Lieutenant Barright Chief and Detective helped Kelsey? I'm tired of them getting away with this, and maybe it would help. I don't know. Do you think that any of that stuff's going to come in? I don't know.
I don't think it will, Charles.
Yeah.
It's going to have to take some strong arguments from Bradle to let that come in. I don't know. And honestly, it goes back to what I said about a bench trial. Sometimes judges really approach issues, whether it's at trial decision making or pre-trial motion decision making. You never know what they're going to do, and they tend to kind of all bend whatever way they're going to bend, which is, if this judge is more conservative in what he allows in, I don't think that's coming in. And I get it. Just so your audience understands, like, a trial shouldn't be all about all the stuff. Some of some of this might be a little bit too
much. Too out of the
prejudicial to
woods.
one side or the, trials are supposed
And
to be
it ends up
fair.
costing her more money too. Like the longer
It
you spend at
does.
trial, the more money. So like that's a lot of times too. Like with my attorney for my civil case, I was like giving him all this stuff, and he's like, Mike, at this point for the dismissal, we just need this. Like,
Yes.
we don't need to do the whole case, because if we can just get it thrown out on this basic shit,
Mhm.
like, why go there? Why waste more money on it? When you don't need to. So
I agree.
that's what the defense is always going to think about too. The best bang for the dollar, right?
I agree. You also
Here's
don't
a
want to
comment I want to address.
over-defend.
Nina,
Hey,
from
Nina.
Switzerland, I believe. I love her. I love Nina's accent.
Bye, New Hampshire, dude. You fucking pussy. Jerk off.
And the way her demeanor.
Oh yeah.
I
Hey,
want to
Nina,
do an invitation. I can't though. I'll never do it justice.
Nina,
She says, "What if
I
Justin
too.
was right and Kelsey was wrong? Reverse, nobody would question the restraining order. Women can be a threat too." I mean, I think you have a point there. Women definitely can be a threat. That's obvious. But what if Justin was right and Kelsey was wrong? Well, I think it will come out
So
in the court case, right? In the trial. I think that's what the trial's for. What do you think, Nan?
okay, first, Nina, I do a kick-ass impersonation of you myself. I'm not going to do it here, but I do a good one. So if you ever get me in the right mood, I'm going to do it for you, but not on Mike's channel right now. And I see what you're doing. You're playing devil's advocate here. You're right. What if he was right and Kelsey was wrong? So I definitely think that women can be a threat. We don't know what happened. The prosecution has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to a moral certainty that what
we know,
she
Nan.
did,
We
what Kelsey
know.
did in those pivotal moments rose to the level of the charge. And obviously we're not talking about attempted murder or anything, or M, whatever we're calling it on YouTube nowadays, but it's the burden's on the prosecution. It's going to be the jury's decision as to whether they believe it or not. And many times I'm hearing people get, and not you, Nina, I'm hearing people get caught up
Not you, Nina.
in the fact that, well, Kelsey wouldn't have drawn this weapon and pointed it at Noonan. That's not what has to have happened. What has to have happened is she draws her weapon and he is placed in immediate harm's way, or feeling of apprehension that he is going to be harmed in some way under the statute. And that is
so we see what Nan is doing here. Everybody can see what she's doing here. Right.
something that's actually pretty reasonable. Okay, it's reasonable. I'm not saying it should be the case, but it could be provably.
By the way, Nan hasn't been around for a while, and they pick her to come on and speak about this tonight. It's like, okay. So the Jay Brill and Turtle Boy thing happens the other day. Brills looks like a fucking idiot, right? And then Nan comes up and she's talking about everything. She's talking about everything but what happened, but she's throwing shade in all the areas you would expect her to, right? I mean, come on. Does anybody see what's going on here?
To a
Give me
jury
a break.
that someone who draws a weapon and the officer has that split-second decision to make, that he possibly felt justified in extinguishing, minimizing the
See?
threat. So
See?
a lot's going to depend on how the witnesses testify, their credibility.
Yeah, no shit, Nan. But do you see what's going on here? I mean, anybody that doesn't see what's going on here, I mean, come on.
How the lawyers present this testimony, whether
Mike doesn't even believe her at this point. He's like, yeah, I don't know.
credibly and likably to the attorney and excuse me, to the jury. And we're in a position now where it's all going to depend on a number of different ways to present this evidence. And that's why I do feel that Justin's
and that's why,
possibly
and this is why I used to look at the Nan hate online and be like, oh my God, like, why are people so, like, why is there so much venom on it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. And I just had to do a little bit of research. And it's clear. It's for shit like this.
His level of credibility are going to be so relevant. I truly hope that the judge understands that. And I'm assuming when I make these statements that there's going to be a jury trial. I do not think this should be a bench. I don't.
Nobody cares what you think.
You're right to think that.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Especially Justin, they're going to be put.
Here you are. I couldn't.
They're going to be under the gun just as much as Kelsey is. They're going to be on trial. Just as I think that's
see, Mike doesn't even go along with her on
basically
this.
at the last hearing was saying to the judge and the DA's office, yeah, we're going after them, especially Justin. Like, are you really
look at her apprehension?
They're going to ding this guy up.
I don't think so.
He's not up to snuff. Like, are you really going to do this and ruin your whole case? DA's office, like,
unless
them and warning them. So I think that a lot.
Unless this is a pretend back and forth type thing, you know, anything between those two, but.
I mean, on both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what in these he said, she said types of scenarios.
God.
That's where juries are going to look at a lot of different things. They're going to look at the way these witnesses, including Kelsey and Noonan and others, the way they comport themselves, Kelsey's demeanor at the defense table, the way in which she communicates with her lawyer. If you remember from Karen Reed, I mean, her facial expressions were being dissected. There were ways that people made assumptions about whether or not she was a nice person or not. I've had juries that I've polled and questioned after verdicts, asking them, like, what are the things that mattered to you? And these jurors, they've commented on, like, we didn't like this person's hair. We didn't like the way this person dressed. This person wore fancy jewelry every day. So we therefore considered, well, it's not going to matter if they go behind bars for a short period of time. I mean, you never know what stupid and trivial things matter to jurors. So I would go back to what I was saying before, though, Mike.
But up to you to point it out, right?
Which is, and I don't know if I finished it. I do feel that Kelsey should testify. I feel like she's really got to
for the 18th time
get her defense across. And if she does, I feel like she's got to be really strong in how
You're kidding me, Nan. We thought she had to be weak if she testifies. I mean, just very weak. I mean, the weaker the better. Oh, do I have it backwards, Nan? I'm sorry. Geez, what are you saying?
Very confident. She doesn't strike me in what I've seen, and this is not a criticism.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again, everybody. Are you ready? I haven't seen this before, but I can already tell what she's doing. She doesn't come across to me as strong. Watch. Watch this bitch. Watch this Nan fucking asshole do this shit.
Of her, it's an observation. She does not strike me as a strong, confident.
You scumbag. You fucking scumbag, Nan. You're a scumbag. You couldn't be a bigger fucking scumbag, you sea urchin. Fuck you. Look at her. Over here, trying to take the adversary position of Brando because of who he represents. There's no other reason for this. None. You dirtbag.
Person who's going to testify. So I would give her a little gentle encouragement that she's got to toughen up a little bit and be very assertive. But
who's this fucking bitch?
Her lawyer, he may tell her otherwise.
Yeah, you're a trash bag.
I keep coming back to it. Panda
I don't even think Mike's with you on this.
You says what?
I hope he's not. Look at her. Look at this devious bitch. You fucking believe she just said that? What's wrong with Kelsey Fitzsimmons?
What is the jury got to consider here?
Bitch.
Is the only evidence just what cop says versus what Kelsey
Look at this
says?
smiling fucking douchebag with that helmet thing holding her fucking brains in. How dare you?
I mean, that's really what this comes down to in the end, really. And that's why the credibility, I think, of Noonan is going to matter so much. Is there anything else they're going to be able to point
What
to
a fucking
besides
piece
Noonan
of
said it
shit she
happened?
is. I did not expect this from her. I thought she was gonna go, doing her Nan thing, you know. But I know what she's doing. What a piece of shit she
So
is.
no, I mean that is what the jury is really going to consider. I mentioned the Sentinel issue. What does Noonan say versus what does Kelsey say? But if Kelsey's team is permitted, and I think they are, I haven't heard otherwise, if they are permitted to get into the facts and background that led up to the event, the incident in question. In other words, what was the level of, if there was postpartum depression, if there was mental health related issues, if there was strife between Kelsey and Justin leading up to this application to remove the child, is there a certain amount of facts pre-incident that in one way or another tend to sway the reasonableness of the police's conduct, which the police's conduct may have.
See what Nan is doing here. She's a scumbag for doing it. She's an absolute scumbag for doing it. Fuck you, Nan. You're a piece of shit.
I think it may have been relevant to Kelsey's reaction to it. So when you look at things like that there's a cause and an effect, that all of those pre-incident activities and occurrences and the temperature of things between Kelsey and baby's father and child, those precipitated the decisions to send the police there, which police they sent, how they entered the residence.
Yeah, she look at this scumbag. Look at that pause game on this scumbag. That's what you should look like all the time. She is taking the complete adversarial position to Kelsey Fitzsimmons. This is what she's doing. Her legal team, everything. That's what she's doing right now. Yeah, exactly. Blow up dolls, right.
What decisions they did.
And that's an insult to blow up dolls.
Did or did not make when on site, for example, failure to secure the weapons before the events in question happened. That's relevant. So to answer your question, I forget who asked it. I would definitely say these are things that I believe a jury should consider and a judge should allow a jury to consider.
Look at her up there with that
There's a lot
fucking
about
grin on her
this is an
face.
interesting comment.
What a
I think they're onto
dirtbag.
something that makes 0927 says talk is the fight at the bachelor party that they went to. He wanted to do something and she didn't want him to, and that's how the fight happened. It could be, I mean, there's some smoke around that bachelor party, bachelorette, whatever you call it, Jack and Jill. That's going to come into play. It's going to be, again, and I think another he said, she said about what actually happened.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of things like that come into play.
Yeah. I mean, I
ahead.
agree. No, I agree. I just, for everyone who rightfully is saying he said, she said, just note my opinion that for she to say it, Kelsey's going to have to testify. I mean, I don't see, even though there's hearsay exception for a party defendant or a party opponent, meaning hearsay statements can come into court when others testify about Kelsey's statements. Others can say, well, Kelsey's the defendant and I'm going to come in and testify about things she said. That's an exception to hearsay.
Yeah, because it's a party opponent. We get it, lady. Jesus Christ.
Which hearsay is generally not allowed at the time of trial. But Kelsey is really going to be the only person.
No, she has to testify. That's the only way, right? You believe this fucking broad? What an asshole she is.
Come in and talk about
what an asshole she
with
is.
That bachelor party, whether she had issue with anything Justin was doing before the incident, whether she did or did not draw her weapon intending to cause, whether intending to harm,
hold on,
intending to cause
hold on. Did she just say Justin?
Anything Justin was doing before the only person who can come in and talk about whether she had issue with that bachelor party, whether she had issue.
She doesn't even know who the players are in here.
With anything Justin was doing before the incident, whether she did or did not draw her weapon intending to cause.
She's getting to harm. She knows so little about this case. She's getting Justin and the cop mixed up. Tell me I'm wrong.
Noonan or intending to cause imminent apprehension of bodily harm to him. I think she's the only person who can effectively broadcast that to a jury.
Jay Brill has brought up an incident that happened with her and
Oh,
Noonan
for Christ's
prior
sakes.
to this, this whole thing, Kelsey being shot, where a mother and a child.
What, rewind it again?
Happened.
She's the only person who can effectively broadcast that, even though there's hearsay exception for a party defendant or a party opponent, meaning hearsay statements can come into court when others testify about Kelsey's statements. Others can say, well, Kelsey's the defendant and I'm going to come in and testify about things she said. That's an exception to hearsay, which hearsay is generally not allowed at the time of trial. But Kelsey is really going to be the only person who can come in and talk about whether she had issue with that bachelor party, whether she had issue with anything Justin was doing before the incident, whether she did or did not draw her weapon.
Justin was doing before
cause,
the
whether
incident.
intending to harm Noonan or intending to cause imminent apprehension of bodily harm to him. I think she's the only person who can effectively
Conflating shit completely.
Jay Brill has brought up an incident that happened with her and Noonan prior.
About a year, yeah.
With Kelsey
about a year and a half, she went to a call murder suicide.
Where a mother and a child.
I thought I heard Kelsey. Oh, I guess it would make sense. I heard Kelsey was pregnant at the time of that other incident. But I would be telling a judge, like, look, Noonan should have known because he observed it. She was completely traumatized by that event. That hit her hard because of her own personal status as an expectant mother. And therefore, because it triggered her or so deeply from Noonan's observation affected her, and Kelsey's going to have to testify about that, by the way, then therefore,
gotta testify.
Reasonable
100%.
measures should have been taken by law enforcement.
Fucking idiot.
When approaching the residence to take the child for his own safety and frankly for Kelsey's safety as well. That because of what happened in the past, recent past, should therefore have caused a different set of ways to approach the date in question and incident in question. I don't know what this judge is going to do on that.
Retarded.
I don't know if there was an application for the judge to do something on that. If there isn't, there should be. That is not, in my opinion, a decision that should be made at the time of trial as to whether it comes in. I've not studied the in limine motions. I'm not licensed in Massachusetts.
You haven't studied much because you hardly know what you're talking about.
So I don't have access to the docket. But what I can tell you is that's an important foundational fact that I think a jury should hear about. And that's where good lawyering would promote resolving the issue.
Bradle is not, right? That's what you're saying.
Well ahead of time and before the time of trial.
What's he saying?
Got a comment from Simon. Says, could this ruin both their careers? Not up to speed on this case. Melanie Little do it on her show. I would say it already has harmed both of their careers, especially Kelsey. She might have a shot at getting it back, but I think it's a very long shot. And Justin too. I think it's actually going to ruin both of their careers. Yes. What do you think on this? Do you think they have? Who do you think has the best chance?
Can't wait to hear this.
I think everybody truly is redeemable. This is a hotly emotionally charged issue.
Oh, by the way,
charged, as you guys
that's
say.
what she told me
It's emotionally
in
charged. So when I look at the
when
facts
she responded
and I
to
look
my
at all the
Twitter
things that are coming
post.
back and
Everyone
forth
is
and being
redeemable.
strewn about on
Fuck
social
you,
media
man.
and
I don't want
online
you to
about the
redeem
fact
me.
pattern, I say to myself, you know what? She likely, and I believe she did, but she likely suffered from a postpartum mental health issue. She probably now has a compounded mental health strain and or depression, if not diagnosing her, but she doesn't have access to her son. But her actions may just have been that, emotionally charged at the time. Everybody's redeemable. It sure sounds like, regardless of decisions she made or fact pattern involving wanting to harm oneself or a child, if that's true, doesn't mean she's not a good cop. Doesn't mean she's not able to resurrect and turn things around. Everybody can seek treatment and
even though she fucked up. Hear what she's saying here, right? Hear what she's doing.
As far as Justin's concerned, I need to know more, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm only seeing the
You kidding me, man? Really?
sound bites and the little clips here and there and reading little headlines. But anybody who's breaking into a home, I mean, kicking a door down for the residence of your baby's mother, while she's fighting for her life in the hospital to do whatever. And by the way, again, I didn't see his interview, but God knows what he was doing with others, by the way. I don't know if that to me wraps itself in a warm and fuzzy feeling like he should be a firefighter. I don't find that conduct
Yeah, you kidding me? You kidding me, Nan? Right? Like Jesus Christ.
becoming of a firefighter. So right now, I think everybody could still be employable moving forward. But I dare say someone like Kelsey, this could rattle her to the extreme. She may not want to go back to police.
Exactly.
So what are you saying, Nan? Is Justin could go back to work, but I think Kelsey might be rattled to the point like
Itself in a warm and fuzzy feeling like he should be a firefighter. I don't find that conduct becoming of a firefighter.
You're
So
kidding
right
me.
now,
You're kidding
I
me,
think
Nan.
everybody could still be employable moving forward. But I dare say someone like Kelsey, this could rattle her to the extreme. She may not want to go back to police.
Exactly. She might not want to go back to a period. I can
Yeah.
imagine it.
And honestly, she might be further victimized if she does.
Right.
You know, one of those cases that I was talking about that JFK and Jay Brill were going
Oh, fucking here we go.
over, and I saw in your chat that they've been talking about it a few times, was a woman who was seeing some things going wrong in her job and kind of reported it and or wanted to report certain things. And there was a lot of pushback to that. So Kelsey had fought for, you know, to get, I forget exactly what she was fighting for, to get her job back or to get her weapon back, whatever she was fighting for.
She knows nothing. It's like
That led up to weeks before this incident. She then gets shot, has this incident. I'm sure she's not beloved by the police department in North Andover. So guess what? If she gets acquitted, they're not going to want her back. And if she works elsewhere, it's kind of notable. So, I mean, people can look her up. Yeah, I think she's going to find a career change.
Megan, not the Stallion, says the issue is not whether he felt that she was assaulting him, because he isn't on trial. The issue is Kelsey's intent.
I disagree.
But I think that intent is going to be really hard, especially when you don't even know what she did. Like, what do you think on that, Nan?
So admittedly, Megan, I don't have the statute in front of me, but what I can tell you is his perception matters. So whether Kelsey had the intent, which maybe she did, maybe she didn't. She's presumably going to maintain she did not. But if he was placed in a position of immediate apprehension of bodily harm, that also is part and parcel of that statute. It's not, as far as I see it, and I'm always happy to admit when I am wrong, I see that her intent and his perception both matter. So we'll see what happens.
Totally.
And it's going to kind of depend on the way the jury charges read, which I have not yet read the charge, that the standard charge for this crime up in Massachusetts, but I'm sure we will before the charge conference.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's going to be this is going to be an interesting case. It's going to come up it looks like the first week in April. Pretty soon they're going to be doing jury selection at the end of this month, and we'll see what happens. Hopper's very happy. She said, Hopper says, thanks for your legal expertise, Nan. You always help me understand the different angles in the cases you cover. And I think you bring a good perspective too, like about, especially like the big point I think I've heard you drive home tonight, which I really wasn't thinking about. And I just assumed that she wouldn't testify, but you really think it benefits her to testify. And I get why, because it's he versus she. And if she doesn't speak, then people are just going to listen to one side. So I think you have a really good point, especially on this one where it's so, like I said, it's he versus her. It's two people. This is what it's going to come down to. It's going to, who do you believe?
I mean, think about this, Mike. Even if people come in on her behalf and testify about statements that Kelsey has made, again, that's not hearsay. It's an exception to hearsay. It comes into evidence. When you're a jury, or even when you're a judge doing a bench trial, when Kelsey, whose opinion matters, what she felt at that moment, what she felt, her walls crashing in around her, she was going to lose her son. She might have known a bunch of, pardon my French, fuckery that was going on with Justin, whether it was related to the bachelor party or any other drama between them. If Kelsey is not the person who affirmatively comes forward and tells her story, people are going to draw adverse or negative inferences from that. And I do not want people to mistake me for saying that a defendant always has to testify on their behalf. There are times when it's really beneficial to just put that burden where it is constitutionally supposed to stay on the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. But when her perceptions matter, she's got to testify. I don't see it any other way. I will be shocked if she does not, and I will not be quiet about it. So I think she's got to. And I want to hear from her because I think a lot of other constituents up in Massachusetts who feel that there's corruption and some type of unlawful subplot going on and bullshit with Justin and his family and ill motives and what's all behind this. We all are watching, and people nationally are picking up on this case. So let's hear her story. I don't think it's going to backfire for her, although candidly, I don't know if she's going to be acquitted. We're going to have to see.
This is going to be decided by probably a jury or a judge, one way or the other. JFK Show Off says, Nan, you are so on point tonight. Focused. I love to see it. I love to see it too. This is why I knew you would be tonight. Like,
thanks. Thank you. Thanks, JFK, too. I appreciate that. I'm hyper caffeinated. I'm still drinking coffee at 6:49 p.m. So
me too. This is what I've corrupted you. I've corrupted
that's
you.
late for me. Me
too.
Normally I
But
can't
this
drink.
is what this is my life now. Like,
oh man,
you know, I do the morning coffee and then I do the stream coffee.
I always feel jealous when I'm watching JFK and the guys drinking coffee at like 2 in the morning.
They have their like Dunkin' Donuts cup. I got the coffee mug. I do the Nespresso. I don't like to go out of the house if I don't have to.
I think that's fair, but for me, I'm gonna be wide awake later. It's unbelievable. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be some late night shows for me to watch.
Let me ask you this question. This is maybe a good one to end it on. We have like 11 minutes left because we're gonna go to the Canton Select Board at 7. But this has come up a lot tonight, and it's like a lot of the last hearing felt like it was about custody of Caden, about just even getting visitation. I think that's one of the things that bugs a lot of us the most. Even if you're like Nina and you're still questioning whether Kelsey did it, I think even Nina would admit that the fact that Kelsey hasn't been able to see that baby, even supervised, even just to hold the baby for 5 minutes, like that seems problematic. And it seemed like a lot of the last hearing was about Bradle trying to set it up so Kelsey could take steps back to get maybe custody of her baby again, or even, like I said, supervised visits. I know there's going to be a lot more upcoming in the family court, and I know that's coming up this month too. So there's going to be a lot more happening there. And we saw Kelsey for the first time really smile in court. She was trying to hold it back when they basically let her move out of her mom's house, which is the first steps to her being able to have some type of supervised visits with her son. What do you think about all of that? The visitation, even the grandparents don't get to see the baby. I think that's really wrong.
All right, we're gonna go till 8 o'clock, everybody, and Jesus, man, wow.
But even mom should be able to hold the baby. Like I don't get that part. What do you think about the visitation? How difficult do you think it will be for her to get any type of visitation? What do you think? Is this helping her? It seemed like Brado was helping her on this.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that visitation or custody or anything related to Kelsey and her son, that is completely intertwined with what's going on at the criminal level. There is no way. I'm telling your audience as not just a lawyer, but as a mother, there is no way that the absence of her child from her everyday life is having a positive effect on her temperament.
You're kidding me.
Her demeanor.
You're kidding me, man.
Leading up to this trial, it is actually hindering her. I am confident her heart is aching and breaking every single day. She doesn't get to see her son, and derivatively that of her parents.
That's a hot take.
Can't they see her son or their grandchild? But it is a separate, this issue involving the son is a separate issue than the criminal matter. I mean, it has to be. While it was involved, whether his well-being was in harm's way or being jeopardized, it was involved in the fact pattern leading up to the incident in question. But that's where its relevance kind of ends. Someone in your chat said,
thank you. Give me 1 minute here.
Something to the effect of, do I think this could all kind of be resolved at the probate level involving the family, the domestic law level for the custody of the child? That's a bet. There you go. Can it be removed from criminal court and settled or mediated in the best interest of the family? I don't think so. Do I think it should? I absolutely do. But not in that county, and not when they've come this far. There's no way that the prosecution's going to give up this this charge against her, because there's been a lot of bad notoriety and reputational harm that has been sustained by law enforcement in the wake of this. Plus, all of the groundswell of attention online by YouTube creators like you, Mike, like JFK and the guys, and others who are out there, and I know I'm forgetting people, who are out there every day talking about this case. The fundraisers, there's a lot of notoriety to it. You're going to hear Roselle barking for a minute, but I don't
Sorry.
Let
Let me
see
ask you another
this.
question.
Yeah.
I got another one. Because this one keeps coming up. Family court will use every word she says against her if she testifies. There's also another one here from Tammy who says, I don't think it's a good idea that Kelsey testifies. The way the prosecutor is, he will twist and turn every word she states.
Well, let's hear the last part here.
What do you think about that pushback? Do you think
I love
that may be a
pushback.
reason she won't testify because of family court?
I don't I love the pushback,
Yeah.
but I don't think she has a choice. She's got, ask yourselves, audience, and I know time is coming to a close. How is she going to tell her story as to what happened without testifying? And I get it. Her words are going to get twisted. She may not be the best witness. The prosecutor may twist her words. The words may be used against her in the domestic or the familial matter at the probate level. I get all of that. But if you're going the distance and you're, not going to plea, I think a plea might have been offered to her. I'm not sure. But if you're not pleading and you want to defend yourself, which you should and have every right to do, you got to testify in this fact pattern. Otherwise, her story never comes in. And it's a really substantive story to tell.
Now, there's another issue too, I think, for the prosecution right now, is the fact that the defense is asking, and Kelsey is asking, that Justin gets arrested for breaking into the house. They wanted an independent prosecutor, somebody outside of the DA's office to look at this, another DA's office. That hasn't been done. What do you think about that aspect of it?
So I think he should be arrested, caught red-handed. I do think that a different prosecutor should be enlisted to handle any charge related to that. But as far as him being arrested, which hasn't happened, whether that would
I've been
make his
giving
way
him
into a
treats all
trial,
day.
I
all the
don't think so. I think it should, but there's a body of case law in most states which talks about whether or not certain arrests or disciplinary actions, administrative actions, criminal actions become relevant to the matter at hand. And he's not. Justin, I'm not defending him. Frankly, I want to go on record saying I think you're a jerk, because no matter what's in the best interest of your son's mother has interests as well. And I do think it's in the best interest of your son for her to have at least supervised visits, and the grandparents at least supervised visits with him. But Justin was not involved firsthand in the events of the incident, whether she drew the weapon, what her intent was. So ultimately, whether he gets arrested or not, I don't think it would ever be permitted to come in at trial.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, because I think he's a bad dude. And
He loves being up here.
He's being selfish. My opinion, maybe not that of the show. I think you're being selfish, Justin, because your son was taken from his mother, whether she was legitimately a risk to him. There are ways and guardrails that could be in place to protect him and to foster the mother-son bond, which is in your son's best interest as well. And the fact that you are using him as some type of pawn in a chess game or a piece of rope in a tug of war, plus breaking into the residence and just being an overall bad guy, my opinion, not that of the show, I think you're an absolute jerk, and not a JURK like the young jerks.
Okay, that's where we're gonna end. I mean, enough. Good Lord. What do you think, Brando? It's purring away. What do you think? Oop. Say hi, Brando. Say hi. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Brando, thanks you for being here. Yeah, he loves this. I mean, we do this several times a day. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here again. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got to do this. Okay. I can't even read. I can't read them so far away from the computer. But thank you for being a member. I literally cannot read them. Thank you so much for being a member. And I can read this for some reason. Bless Texas. Of 1 month. And I can't even read it, but it says something about the cat. Thank you so much. Oh, wait a minute. Love your lives and seeing Brando so happy. Yeah, he is. He's happy. He's awesome. We do this a lot. Most of the time, actually. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I did not see that coming from Nan, but, you know, par for the course. She says ridiculous shit. So, all right, everybody. Thanks. And I will see you all later.
Yeah. Chess and the Timmons. Yeah. I'm the man in charge, triple dip justice, my reach is large, indicting T-Rex arms, yeah they on display, short reach, big mess on a public way, yo. Yeah. Chess and the Timmons.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm the man in charge, triple dip justice, my reach is large, indicting T-Rex arms, yeah they on display, short reach, big mess on a public way, yo. Adjust your antennas, tune in tight, Posse rules the bench, I'm the law tonight. Be so high, they touch the sky, the joke ain't over, just watch me fly. Adjust your antennas, tune in tight, Posse rules the bench, I'm the law tonight. Be so high, they touch the sky, the joke ain't over, just watch me fly, yeah. Advanced years, wisdom stacked, try me once, no turning back. James Jackson ordered, case dismissed. Kasi cheek strikes, you won't resist. Yo, yo. Order in the court, the rhythm pounds. Justice echoes,
Good night, buddy.
breaking bounds. Prosecutor by day, mic in hand by night. Adjust your antennas, I'm the signal, alright. Antennas, tune in
Good night,
tight.
buddy.
Kasi rules the bench, I'm the law tonight. Be so high, they touch the sky. The joke
Bye,
ain't
everybody.
over, just watch me